welcomes you to the following presentation of President's Athletic Conference Football, produced by JRM Video Productions.
College football returns to Western Pennsylvania at Cameron Stadium, home of the 2024 President's Athletic Conference champions, the W&J Presidents, hosting the Utica Pioneers in non-conference action on KDKA+. And we welcome you inside the broadcast booth for another season. Austin Bechtold, Alex Terrett, Robert Mangino will join us on the sidelines momentarily. Well, Alex, it's a new season, and last year there were tri-champions in the President's Athletic Conference. One of those teams being W&J, but with the tune of a new season comes a lot of changes as well.
Exactly. It's week one, right? It's football season. It starts to feel like the weather's changing a little bit, and we have a lot of roster turnover with both these teams, and so I'm kind of interested to see what these new starters and what these new programs have in store for us this season.
We'll get to the most significant change for Washington and Jefferson in a moment, but for Utica, it's at the quarterback position where they have a transfer from Division I, not just one Division I program, but two. Robert Morris and Albany is where Tyler Zalkowski hails from before arriving at Utica.
Right, and it all starts for number 18 with Utica, and that's Tyler Zalkowski. And like you said, Austin, transfer from playing D1 from the University of Albany and Robert Morris University. And so how did he end up here in New York? Well, he was Rochester's all-time great high school players, right? And Coach Blaze knows him exactly from his high school days. But he impressed in training camp so much that he gained enough respect by his teammates to be even named captain, right? So he has a ton of respect coming into the season and also a lot of hype. So let's see if we can live up to it.
Jake Pugh won the PAC Offensive Player of the Year in back-to-back seasons, Alex. But he's gone. He graduated. He's now a defensive backs coach for W&J. All the responsibilities now fall on Kellen Stahl.
Right, and like you said, the big storyline is who is going to replace Jake Pugh at that quarterback position. And he has a big shoes to fill, but number 8, Kellen Stahl, I think has the experience to do it. He's a senior. He's kind of waited his turn and has a big arm. But I want to see him be a facilitator, right? Just make good decisions, make the right reads, and kind of get to that basketball on turf is what Coach Sirianni likes to call his offense.
Non-conference play returns to the President's Athletic Conference after a lack of it over the last 2 years. We get it again. And what are the keys to the matchup on both sides for victory number 1 in game number 1?
And for Utica, it's all about applying pressure, right? How do you frustrate a first-time starter quarterback? Is you send up a ton of blitzes, right? Everything through the interior of the offense, kind of flush him out of the pocket and make him make throws on the run and see what he's made of. And for the second aspect, we're talking about special teams, right? Utica set the program record in block kicks and punt return touchdowns last year. So I want to see if they can influence the third stage of the game when they're a little bit mismatched on the offensive and defensive side. And for W&J, it's all about relying on your playmakers. Help ease your new starter into the game, send some screen passes, some short throws to the sideline. Let your athletes like DeRosa, Peduzzi, and McCosco really make those plays in space to take the pressure off Stahl. And it's all about starting fast for the Presidents. They're used to running up-tempo offense, but these first few drives will mean a lot for their season this year.
You know, they say it's not always how you start, but it's how you finish over the course of the season. Who wouldn't want to start 1-0? We'll see who ultimately is able to accomplish that goal when you return to Washington.
Thanks for fixing the door.
I was nervous about that lock.
To your family, you are more than just your income.
What would she do without me? She'd probably have to marry our next door neighbor, Todd.
Well, Todd, I have no feelings for you whatsoever, but I'm going to have to say I do. I can't afford a handyman.
Gotta get some life insurance.
Although you're irreplaceable, a life insurance policy from GBU Life can provide the financial security your family needs for a secure future. To get started, visit gbu.org.
From heating and cooling to a large array of construction equipment, Herc Rentals has the gear you need to get the job done. Herc Rentals is already a staple in several communities across the United States and Canada and have been serving our customers' needs since 1965. With a catalog of equipment that spans the spectrum of almost every kind of solution you can think of. To learn more about Herc Rentals, visit hercrentals.com or call us at 1-888-777 2700.
What a score! Runs his way into the end zone. Up to the races to the 20, 15, 10, 5 into the end zone again.
W&J will get the ball to start, but first, let's say hello to Robert Mangino.
Thank you, Austin. Keys to the game today. Talk to the head coach of Utica, Blaise Fagiano. He says we need to limit the explosive plays while on defense. They're going to have them. Just keep them to a minimum and make sure we tackle once they make the catch. On offense for them, it's all about balance. Keep W&J guessing the entire game. Now for W&J, Coach Sirianni wants to see explosive plays. He knows he can get them on offense. He wants them in the run game. And what's important too? Protecting the football. No turnovers in game one. And on defense, they want to pressure that transfer quarterback.
Yeah, it's a huge part of it, Mangino. What ultimately are these quarterbacks going to look like, Alex? That's a big story because, yes, they are veteran quarterbacks in terms of their age and their experience in college, but not so much on the actual football field. So we'll see how that ultimately will play out. Utica will kick it off. Washington and Jefferson. And it's home Reds with black pants and white numbers. We begin the season with the Presidents taking it from the 6-yard line. Up past the 10, 15, 20. Running room 25, 30, 35, 40. Off to the races. Midfield just the kicker to beat. And take it down at the 30-yard line. What a great start for W&J. All the way down to the 30-yard line. The Presidents, Alex, start off with a bang.
And that's exactly how you want to start week one. Very first play, as soon as that ball's kicked, and getting a return like that is something that's really, really special and something that gets the crowd pumped up and the sideline pumped up right away.
Joey DiSabato takes it all the way back to the 30. That's one way to set up your quarterback with a good spot. Kellen Stahl, his first career start for W&J, was the backup to Jake Pugh. He waited his opportunity. Now he gets a chance. Send Makai Evans in motion to the far side. We'll hand it off. Andrew Sharp gets the first carry of the season, and Sharp, it's a good run of 7.
And that's something you're going to see a ton of with these Presidents is just give the ball to the running back, just give the ball to DeRosa, and just let him just make plays. And the line just does a great job of reach blocking, everyone moving to their left, everyone pushing their defenders, wash them down, and DeRosa is able to find that seam on the backside.
So we'll give it to Sharp again. Breaks the first tackle, can't escape the second. Does pick up about 1.5 yards. Is shy, though, of a first. It'll be 3rd and short upcoming.
You're going to see a good mix of these backs coming in. Andrew Sharp, he only a sophomore, but 5'10", 215 just brings a lot of power to the offense as well.
Same formation, same play. Sharp. He's got the first down. Up past the 20, right around the 19, and it's enough to move the chains. W&J offensively, Kellen Stahl at quarterback with Kobe DeRosa and Andrew Sharp at running back. DeRosa, the announced starter, but it's Sharp that we've seen first. Paduzzi and McCosker, the wide receivers, on the outside with Makai Evans as well. And an offensive line that has 2 freshmen up front, Grant Leafield and Ryan Ranello at left guard and center, respectively. Stahl rolls out. Looking for his first pass instead. We'll tuck it and run, and Kellen Stahl gets decked at the 18. Does pick up maybe 2 yards to the 17. Defensively for Utica, keep an eye on Nick DeForest. He has a program record 4 block kicks. And Alex, all of that came last year in 2024. One thing to look out for, though, Mason Payton, the starting senior 6'4 corner at number 15, will not play today, as Sharp this time is bottled up, and he's taken down by DeForest.
And we're just seeing Coach Sirianni just really trying to mix in this run game, trying to establish what that could look like this year. And we just see a lot of Sharp, which Like you said, Austin, we're used to kind of the announced starter being Kobe DeRosa. We met with him a lot during media day. But it's Sharp who gets the starting nod for this group. Excited to see what he brings to the table.
Yeah, Kobe DeRosa was the media day representative for the Presidents. Earlier this year, they line up 3 receivers to the far side. Stahl looks that way, rolls that way, back across the middle, pass is complete. McCosco, flag thrown at the 20-yard line, though. It is good enough for a first down if the penalty does not take it away. W&J sideline signaling that it is on Utica, and it looks like that is indeed the case. Misdirection play from Stahl there. Roll out to the far side and then come back, throw somewhat across your body to be able to find McCosco.
Defense number 1. Half the distance to the goal, added on to the end of the run. First down.
Hands to the face penalty called against C.J. Newton, the senior linebacker. So to move the ball now inside the 5. Placed at the 4 after the completion. Sharp remains the back. Extra tight end in on the formation. McCosco in motion towards the near side. Design quarterback run for Stahl, upended at the 6. Great play defensively by Ronaldo Lewis, the safety.
And that's just a great play by Ronaldo Lewis. Just immediately recognizes when Stahl tucks it. That's a designed QB run. And that's a great way to finish through the tackle, finish through the body of Stahl, and stop that initial run towards the end zone.
Just a textbook wrap-up type of tackle. Two receivers far side, 2 near side for Stahl. Stahl with time, steps up. Stahl looks to run for it. Kellen Stahl finds the end zone. Touchdown Washington and Jefferson. The Presidents strike on their first drive of the season. Flag comes in late during the celebration. But the Joey DiSabato kick return back to the 30-yard line sets up the Presidents with great field position. And Kellen Stahl punches it in.
And I would love to just see what Kellen Stahl sees on this play. And just being able to look back at this and see what all these receivers did to open up Kellen Stahl.
Play, dead ball, personal foul defense, number 24. That 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
So personal foul on Utica will be applied on the kickoff.
So you're going to see Mekhi Evans come all the way across. You're going to see McCosco go all the way across the other end. And so what they're trying to do is put this linebacker in a pinch here. And when you play it, you're going to see Kellen Stahl watch that linebacker go behind him, fade back into the end zone, and he just sees the open lane. He tucks it and runs.
Extra point up and good from Devin Wyatt. It's a 7-0 game. Washington and Jefferson just minutes in takes advantage of the great kickoff return by DiSabato and leads Utica on KDKA+.
Miller's Mini Storage has the extra room you need. For more than 3 decades, our storage facility in Elizabeth, Pennsylvania has offered secure, affordable, and accessible storage solutions. Miller's Mini Storage has you covered. Simply bring a lock and key to keep your items safe at our location. New insulated units are available with dawn to dusk access. Storing with us is easy and convenient. Visit millersministorage.com today and reserve your space. Miller's Mini Storage. Your space, your way.
This is a meal. We're talking a good food that makes you feel good meal. You feeling that? Now, meal this. A salad for the first time in a week meal. A catching up with your ex meal.
So, how's your mom?
Been there. Ooh, a scoring cool dad points meal.
Obviously.
Thank you. Do I spy an I need 5 minutes to myself meal? Whatever you're feeling, at Panera, it just meals good.
back at Cameron Stadium, where Utica will have its first opportunity after what was, Alex, a pretty dominant drive, especially on the ground.
Well, on the ground for sure, and we see Sharp getting a lot of the early carries, but how about Kellen Stahl getting a lot of design QB runs, which we saw a lot last year with Jake Pugh, but you just assume that Kellen Stahl is more of an in-the-pocket type of player, but he's not showing that today at all.
So after the penalty, W&J will kick off from midfield. So we'll just see if they decide to kick it short, kick it to the end zone. Be the first opportunity we get to see of Utica's new look offense. Liam Campbell will kick it away. And it just boots it into the end zone. So it brings out the Pioneer offense, trailing 7-0. Tyler Zalkowski, the junior 6'3", 230-pound quarterback from Rochester, New York, takes the field. A transfer from Division I, Robert Morris, as well as by way of Albany. In 5 games, 2 starts at RMU in 2023, he was 30 of 46, did throw a touchdown. 2024, though, his only pass that he threw all year was intercepted. He'll have Tyshawn Taylor on the outside, one of his top receiving options, including Antonio Sean-Franny as well, as they line up 3 receivers to the near side. Looking to throw. Pass is caught and taken down after just a gain of a couple of yards. Bryce Palmer on the reception, just able to pick up 2.
And that's something easy to give your first-time starting quarterback. Just a little bubble screen. Try and let his playmakers dictate what the game's like. But, I mean, this W&J defense just doesn't give up much here. And they're just so sound when they tackle and then get that energy back on even the defensive side for this team.
Joey Lacey, a middle linebacker, quick to the ball. Second and 8. Pass is caught on a slant pattern. That's Sean Franny, a senior 6'3", 205-pound receiver. Good enough for a first down.
And also, you talked about how big he is, right? 6'3", 205. Just get him on a little quick slant. Get his body out in front of the defender. And that's just a good hands catch. Get down and avoid the big hit.
No one lining up on the slot receiver right now. They have to, WJ has to send an offensive end out in the pattern, but Utica doesn't realize it. Design run for Zalkowski. Maybe a little RPO action, and he gets 4. Defensively for Washington and Jefferson, it was Nathaniel Kadosh Harris who was the one that went out into coverage. Probably something that WJ would prefer not to have happen. Aiden Thomas, Tyler Primrose, and Antoine Smith on the defensive line. Sherman, Lacey, Schrei are the linebackers. Angelo Volumino, one of the returners at corner. Carson Laconia as well at safety. Second down and 6. Zalkowski in the shotgun. Has time. Delivers. Pass caught. Another first down. And out of bounds, Scotty Thompson, the tight end, gets close to midfield.
And you're going to see that Utica really wants to spread this ball around. And they're letting Zalkowski just unload it right now. Little 10-yard out pattern by Thompson at the tight end slot. Just a good throw in rhythm. It's that easy pitch and catch and let him get off the sideline.
Was pushed out of bounds by Lacey. Zalkowski fakes the handoff. Now we'll run with it. Gets in the President's territory at the 49. Decked by a couple of different W&J defenders after the short pickup.
And Austin, you see that, you talked about this earlier, Nathaniel Kadosh Harris just being in the coverage. And it seems like they really want him up on in front of these wide receivers just to jam him at the line of scrimmage. And just see him making that end tackle there on Zalkowski as well.
They've not handed the ball off to Aze Frazier yet, 28 in the backfield, the junior running back. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 isolated to the near side. On cue, he's taken down in the backfield for a loss of 1. Washington and Jefferson all over it. Brock Sherman.
Did you have to jinx that?
Well, I mean, maybe it was just on cue.
Of course. And then obviously the first attempt for Frazier, and he just has no chance. You just see a ton of red jerseys in his face right when he gets that ball off that direct snap.
Sometimes you get a feel for when they might run the ball. On 3rd and 8, imagine it's a pass situation, but they bring in the formation tight with Frazier remaining the back. Set a man in motion to the far side. Zalkowski has time, delivers, difficult throw, fits it into a tight window. John Franny with the reception moves the chains. What a throw and what a catch.
And we're seeing this similar play that W&J ran on their scoring play, except Zalkowski actually throws this pass. You see both receivers come across the middle, get a lot of moving pieces, W&J's in man coverage, and just get one guy free. And what a ball by Zalkowski. An even better catch on the end of it.
Yeah, Dante DeRubo could not have had much better coverage than that. Just a great job of being able to find the football, put the receiver in a bad position to make the catch. But Sean Fraude still did. To the 38. Zalkowski under pressure. Delivers deep to the sideline, incomplete. He was looking for Logan Frederick.
And Coach Fagioni is not scared to go against this W&J defense. Only one rushing attempt so far for Frazier, but, I mean, Zalkowski's a D1 transfer for a reason. He has something to offer this team, and Coach Blaze really wants to see what he can do. And right now, they're not letting loose. They're starting to let loose on the pass game.
Yeah, they surely like to air it out. With 2 receivers to the near side, tight end also on that side of the formation. Crossing pattern, caught. Taylor with the reception. Taylor to the 20. Taylor still going. Tyshawn Taylor, the junior 5'9" receiver from Syracuse, New York, puts Utica in the red zone.
And they're still going to that RPO action, just letting Zalkowski dictate the pace of this game. And Tyshawn Taylor has a lot of cushion there against Angelo Volumino on the outside. And they're just going to take that all day. If you're going to give them that type of space, just keep feeding their playmakers.
2 receivers to the far side for Zalkowski. Frazier remains the back standing to his left. Fake it to him, slant route again, and this time maybe a little bit of miscommunication on how deep the route was going to end up being as Taylor, the ball was thrown way behind him.
And they try and do the same thing on the opposite side of the field with Telfair, trying to see if they can get the same exact look from Taylor going across his face. Just the ball a little bit behind him. Zalkowski probably trying to not make an errant throw there. Already almost in the red zone. So, Austin, these 2 drives so far are completely different from both sides of the ball.
Well, I mean, the kick return definitely assisted W&J in doing that, but we're seeing the pass-happy offense that Utica wants to be, as Zalkowski on another slant, and a short window is incomplete. Sean Franny can't make the catch. Good play defensively by Telfair to break it up. So that's up 3rd and 10 at the 20. So after Utica was moving the ball pretty well on just about every single play, the last 2 have come up empty, both incompletions. Frazier has only carried the ball 1 time on this drive. W&J showing pressure, looking for a false start, and they get it. As Kadosh Harris was shifting a little bit defensively at the line, looking ready to rush the passer, and maybe not necessarily trying to bait one of the linemen to move, but I think that might be what the conversation is right now.
Delay a game on the defense, disconcerting signal. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So W&J, what is this, Alex? Basically being called for trying to say their own snap count defensively, trying to mimic the snap count?
And the officials are really cracking down on this over the last couple of years, and the defense is trying to use claps to actually kind of throw off the offense's cadence, because as you see now, there's a lot less words being spoken by the quarterback and more claps, so it's easy to replicate, and that's going to be assessed a delay of game on the Presidents.
3rd and 5. W&J brings blitz. Zalkowski throws to the end zone, wide open man, touchdown! Gabriel Zawala was wide open, no one near him, and Utica responds.
I mean, you're probably just wondering how the heck does Zawala get that wide open? I'm going to show you why. But this team has a spark now. And when you get an easy pitch and catch with nobody around you for a touchdown, that makes it a lot easier to get excited.
There was no one from here to West Virginia that could have possibly been near him. Just free, open area everywhere for Zawala. Dico Duarte on to attempt the extra point. Up and good, and we are tied 7-7 with 6:01 to go here in the first quarter of play. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns for Washington.
Have a nice day, family.
What would they do without me?
Can someone fix my hair? Must have cheesy eggs.
I can't find my keys.
No! Annoying! Never! I'm the king of
Oh, I need some help.
I better get more life insurance.
You're irreplaceable, but a life insurance policy from GBU Life can provide your family with the resources for a well-planned future. Visit gbu.org to get started.
A house is just 4 walls, but a home, that's something more. At Your Town Realty, we don't just work here, we live here. We're small by choice, with deep roots and real relationships that go beyond transactions. And because this city means so much to us, we give back, year after year. It's not about being the biggest, it's about being the one that feels like home. Your Town Realty, locally owned, community grown.
If you need insurance, you need an agency that's sharp. The Sharp Insurance Agency is an independent agency and distinguish themselves by providing face-to-face customer service and reviewing coverage to provide the best possible value for their clients.
Hi, I'm Mike Sharp. Lean on my years of experience in the Pittsburgh area to find you the best insurance coverage, because when insurance companies compete, you win.
The Sharp Insurance Agency. Contact us today to have your personal or business insurance professionally reviewed.
So, Alex, how is it possible that a receiver could possibly find a way in that position, too, on 3rd down to get that wide open? We'll take a look at it after the kickoff, but it just feels like something that maybe is a week 1 breakdown type of thing that doesn't happen a little bit later on in the season, maybe?
Yeah, and this is kind of where you get all the frustration, all the mistakes out now, especially on the defensive end because of how the signals and the adjusting to the offense that you see. And you've never seen a team like the Utica Pioneers ever in your time as a W&J president. So a lot of surprises already for the presidents.
They kick it to DeSabato again, this time from inside the 5. Past the 20, 25. Another good return up past the 30. In a 7-7 game, Washington and Jefferson was able to strike first, but this is how Utica responded.
And what they're trying to do is trying to isolate Telfair right there. And what they want to see is if he's going to drop back into his zone or stay with his man. So the route's going to look like this, 2 ends on the outside, and you're going to watch Zawala go and take a corner route to the corner of the end zone. And when you play that, you're going to see that they isolate Telfair. He runs with his receiver and just leaves Zawala in that deep corner where Telfair should be dropping back in that zone.
And it also seemed like Jalen Broxy at safety just kind of got lost in translation as well on that play as they give it to Kobe DeRosa, his first touch. Bounces it far side, and DeRosa picks up a couple.
And so, also, you kind of mentioned like the mistakes, and that's just 2 guys just being on the different page, right? Safety and corner, one thinks it's zone, one thinks it's man, and then both guys just not in their right spot. And thankfully, the Utica Pioneers can just take advantage of that, and they're the main beneficiaries of that.
Second drive for Kellen Stahl, first time beginning at his own end. They line up McCosco to the far side. Stahl, complete. Drew Malley, the tight end, sophomore, 6'3", 225 pounds. From Pharma Heights, Ohio on the reception. Past the 40 to the 41.
And Malley, a sophomore, and he's kind of different from a lot of the tight ends that W&J's had over the last couple years. And you're used to Zach Cernudo, just the kind of shorter but more powerful, almost like a fullback type of player. And then you get Malley, who's just 6'3", 225, and he's just more of your pass catcher. And just another threat you can add with Peduzzi and McCosco on the outsides.
3rd and 4. They send Evans in motion towards the near side. Stahl looks that way. Over the middle, pass is deflected, incomplete. Very fortunate not to be intercepted as Isaiah Thomas, the linebacker, was in the vicinity but just never located the football.
And that's just active defensive line play. And you see a lot of pressure, especially from the interior, like I talked about earlier in the broadcast. And as soon as you can't get to Kellen Stahl, if you're a defensive lineman, you can't get to the quarterback, just put your hands up. And you just see a ton of hands in the air. Kellen Stahl's not able to find that passing lane and disrupting him after that really good first drive.
Yeah, Mason Moranowitz is the one that was able to get a hand on it. Junior 6'6", defensive tackle. So W&J goes 3 and out. Devin Wyatt on to punt. Wyatt gets it away cleanly. It's a low kick, fielded at the 30-yard line. Up past the 43-yard line is ultimately where Maratato is taken down. So good field position for Utica on its second drive with 4:35 remaining in the quarter. So now for Utica, you just go back to the pass. Why not? Just completely go away from the run.
It just depends on what the W&J defense gives you. If they start to bail out more into coverage, this is where you can start to get Frazier some more touches and get him going.
4 receivers to the far side. Zakowski looks that way. The pass is caught. It's Frederick on the reception, has blockers in front of him. And Logan Frederick is able to get 9, maybe 10. It will be second down and short.
And that's a big player to have in the flat. And the reason why you want Logan Frederick getting that ball early is because you want him to run. And you want him to start running over some people.
Quickly back to the line. Zakowski airs it out and throws it out of bounds. Now a late flag comes in. Multiple flags come in. Looks like there's some chippiness right around the 45. And some extra pushing from W&J as Tyler Primrose is coming off the field. And he was being basically yelled at by Brock Sherman over whatever this penalty is about.
I will say that Utica has definitely put on their acting skills.
Yes.
Because you're going to see
this
flop a little bit. Just being a little theatrical.
Dead ball. Personal foul. Defense number 92. It's a 15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
So it'll move the ball to the 34-yard line of W&J. So that was the incompletion. So it came right after that, but there was a little bit of extracurricular pushing afterwards. And that's a really fired up Utica sideline that we could hear from all the way on the opposite side. They give it to Frazier. Frazier breaks off one tackle. He is able to make his way to the 32 for a gain of 2.
And the thing about the run game is, early in the first quarter, you're getting 1-2 yards a carry, and then as you wear down that defense just a little bit more, as players start to get more and more tired, they start to mess up their assignments a little bit, lose tackles, and then the running backs just have more to gain later on.
4 minutes to go in the quarter. Zakowski had a good start to this game. He'll throw it again. Rolls out to the near side, escapes the pressure. Zakowski delivers, open man, caught it to 10, and pushed out of bounds. Bryce Palmer on the reception. Palmer able to find some space. Get away from Jalen Broxy.
And Bryce Palmer does a good job of running up the seam and then realizing that Zakowski is rolling out to his right, and he comes back all the way across to the other side of the field and just wide open again. Zakowski is able to put it right on the money. And once again, they're inside the 10.
Send Palmer in motion. Zakowski hands it off. It's Frazier. Frazier breaks one tackle. Frazier still going inside the 5. Pile moves forward. It ends at the 4.
And Bryce Palmer is kind of their gadget guy. He comes away all the way across the line of scrimmage and then orbit and motions all the way back around the quarterback just to see what these guys are doing on the defensive end if they're in zone or man coverage. and then just handing it straight off to Frazier to get a couple yards.
2nd and goal at the 4. Bunched in tight in shotgun, though, for Zalkowski with Frazier the back to his right. They fake it to him, and Zalkowski looks to take it himself and is brought down in the backfield. Angelo Volumino read it well and makes it a loss of maybe half a yard.
And you talked about Angelo Volumino coming in, but also Kadash Harris able to clean it up at the end as well.
So 3rd and goal. Golden opportunity for Utica to put up 14 consecutive points. Two receivers far side to the near side. Zalkowski on 3rd down. Under pressure, steps up. Zalkowski will run. Zalkowski to the 2. It is stood up there. He won't reach the end zone. A plethora of W&J defenders brought him down, including Brock Sherman again, to set up 4th down. And the Utica sideline is cheering emphatically right now. I imagine they're going to go for it. And that was the players' reaction to hearing that they will. So they bring in a little bit more of a jumbo formation. John Franny, the lone receiver, lined up to the far side. Extra tight end in the formation as well. 4th and goal. They bring in a special package. Wildcat formation, touchdown. Utica strikes. Matthew Paoris comes in as the shotgun quarterback to take the snap, and he scores for the Pioneers on 4th down.
And so you run off Zalkowski off the field, and you just assume that they're going to kick this. They bring in their Wildcat QB, and it's designated run all day long. And we see Utica with 2 scores, looking really impressive on their offensive end against the Presidents.
Extra point makes it 14-7. Utica, 14 unanswered points. As we set it down now, to Robert Mangino. Mangino, what did you ultimately see on that play? I mean, that.
From this perspective right here on the sideline, you look at Tyler Zalkowski, he has a poise about him, the quarterback for Utica. He just looks big time when he's out there. He doesn't get flustered. He's completely composed the entire time. And I think that is spilling over into the entire offense and maybe a little bit to the defense too. W&J just not as confident as you're used to seeing them come out and play, especially at home.
Yeah, you can definitely tell the confidence level, Mangino. It's just the way that he's been able to guide this offense for a team that was 500 last year, a team that did go to the 2022 NCAA playoffs. They finished 10-2 overall. They beat Susquehanna for their first ever playoff win, 17-10. But ever since then, like last year was just an average type of year for them. 2023 was good. 2024 was average. And this year, with a new face at quarterback, things are looking up for Utica. Just to start, though, still just the first quarter. What does Mike Sirianni's team have to say to respond to that? As the ball bounces, still in play, doesn't go out of bounds. It's fielded out of bounds and a heads-up play by DiSabato. If the ball is in play, but you're out of bounds, it counts as a kick out of bounds. So they're able to get the ball to 35.
Free kick out of bounds on the kicking team. The ball we placed at the 35-yard line.
And that's just knowing the rule book.
Yeah, it's a heads-up play.
And basically the body of the returner is an extension of the ball. So if he catches that ball with one of his body parts out of bounds at the time of contact, that counts as a punt kick out of bounds. That's just a heads-up play. That's just knowing the rule book.
Yeah, that's good coaching for W&J to make sure, like, hey, if there's a situation like that happens, takes the extra yards. Any way you can get it. DeRosa trying to follow his blocking. DeRosa gets a couple, spins his way to the 38. Flags come in late. More of the teams trying to get to know each other. Non-conference matchup. It's not like it's a PAC game. You gotta get to know your opponent a little bit.
Oh, they're definitely talking to each other on the field, that's for sure.
Yeah, not in the way that the officials like. It's been W&J, the one that's been called for.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 1. It's a 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
This time it goes on Utica. So it's really been back and forth, really to this point. Things are evening themselves out early on in this game, but it puts the ball at the 48-yard line of the Pioneers.
Yeah, and these officials don't discriminate, right? They'll throw their flag on either team, that's for sure.
And again, looked like as there's a little push from Nick DeForest. Maybe a little bit of a flop like you mentioned beforehand. Stahl rolls out near side, pass caught, McCosco. First down, McCosco out of bounds. It takes 3 defenders to drag him out. And it moves the chains to the 35.
And this is such a tough throw. And as a coach, you're asking a lot of your quarterback to roll away from his dominant hand and throw a comeback on the opposite side of the field. And McCosco kind of does this job to make it a little bit of an easier throw by getting so wide open.
Stahl fakes the handoff, rolls out to the far side. Stahl steps up, incomplete. Try to connect with McCosco, but as Stahl was delivering the pass, he went down on the play. Flag comes in. C.J. Newton and Drew Molly as well. We're getting into it a little bit right around the 36. As Molly was trying to block on the play.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer with targeting, number 1. Number 1 is disqualified from the game.
That's a significant call on C.J. Newton, the star linebacker for Utica. It's called roughing the passer with targeting. As Newton delivered a blow right around the head and neck area of Kellen Stahl. Take another look. You could see the whiplash of Stahl's head on that delivered hit. That's significant because Newton is out. And there's no luxury like in Division I football where you can go back and review it. Like if the officials view it as targeting, call it targeting, you're done. There's no second chances.
Exactly, and just that's one of those plays that we're going to talk about at the end of the game to potentially flip this entire outcome. Because you have your star linebacker, and then all of a sudden you have to put in somebody that isn't one of your best players and is a backup against a team and an offense like this. You definitely know that Mike Sirianni is going to take advantage of that.
Luke Edwards in at running back. W&J does not have to run a play. They do. Stahl delivers high, incomplete, looking for McCosco. One quarter down, the Utica Pioneers enter Washington and have a 7-point lead with 1 quarter so far in the books. What will the second bring? Find out when you return to Washington.
Complicated payment processing slowing you down? Tired of the same old event management system? Wishing your donation campaigns could run themselves? We can help. Whether you're with a corporation, EMS agency, fire department, school, or small business, eServices Payment Technology has something for you. What started as a top-notch payment processing system has turned into a digital phenomenon. Digital payments, membership management, fund drive optimization, marketing consulting, and reserved seating. Yes, schools, I'm talking to you. If you have a payment, we have a simplified process. Visit eservicesstack.com today to organize your organization.
At Laway, we understand the power of personalization. From hats to water bottles, our expert services include screen printing, embroidery, and a variety of promotional items. We also specialize in team sports gear. What truly sets Laway apart is our dedicated design team. including our talented on-staff graphic designers and exponential customer service. Choose Loewe to make a lasting impression on and off the field.
When news breaks, KDKA is ready at a moment's notice, wherever the story takes us.
This is what we're looking at on the south side. It's the Birmingham Bridge, East Carson Street. Got a roof off of a building.
Breaking down what's happening in your community.
Vehicles stuck near Myersdale, Somerset County. The mayor here tells me this is some of the worst flooding he has ever seen.
Giving you the most accurate, up-to-the-minute information.
But let me give you a look at the car that he was driving.
KDKA TV, your home for breaking news.
During last season, Washington and Jefferson outscored its opponents 156-30 in the first quarter. They've given up nearly half that in the first quarter to Utica and trail at 14-7. Facing 3rd down and 10 for Kellen Stahl on the offense. Stahl looking near side, steps up, now looks to run. Little jump pass that's ruled incomplete, looking for Luke Edwards. And it brings up decision time. The ball at the 20. Do they send Devin Wyant out there to kick it? Wyant was 4 of 8 on field goals last year, and they'll keep the offense on the field. Any surprise to you, Alex, this is the choice?
No, not at all. You know, Coach Sirianni is going to come up and be aggressive. Whenever you're down in a ball game like this that has a lot of scoring potential, these 4th and longs are what you got to go for.
3 receivers near side, one on the far side. Stahl steps up. Stahl past the line of scrimmage, delivers, caught, and into the end zone, somersaulting. Just about a yard short is Mekhi Evans, but this is going to come back as ultimately Kellen Stahl was past the line of scrimmage when he delivered that football at the 20. He threw that from maybe the 18 and a half yard line. Now, it's all about also where's your release as well. Like, where's the football? Like, your body could be past there, but where's the ball? Part of your body.
Illegal forward pass.
And it is.
Offense number 7. That's a lost down.
And because of that, would have moved the chains to Evans, but because Stahl was past the line of scrimmage at the turnover.
And yeah, you see him try to come back a little bit more. Even that ball is clearly over the line of scrimmage. And you kind of wonder how Mekhi Evans gets so open. It's because Kellen Stahl is over the line of scrimmage. So still a heads-up play. Try to make something work out of nothing, but now the Presidents with the loss of down and the turnover on downs.
He had running room. Don't think he would have been able to get all 10 yards necessary. Maybe 8. And then at that point, what's the big difference? But in terms of field position, ball's now at the 24 for Utica to start its next drive. 2 for 2 so far for Zalkowski. This time moving right to left. Zalkowski rolls far side, passes complete to Frederick. It's one of his favorite targets today, up to the 32.
You have a lot of speed on the outside with these Utica receivers, and then just have big Logan Frederick in there just getting his yards underneath. And Zalkowski doesn't have to do a whole lot, just flip it out to the flat. It takes a lot of guys to get him down.
Yeah, it took 2, including Carson Laconey, who's a little bit slow to get up, try to walk his way on over to the sideline. Now he's being checked on. W&J has won 14 straight openers. The last time that W&J lost a season opener was 2010 against Delaware Valley. 27-26. Nothing.
Okay.
They didn't score in the matchup against Delaware Valley. So that is the last time WJ has lost a opener. Mike Sirianni is 69-12 in September his career. 23 seasons at W&J. Pretty impressive for the coach that you formerly played for.
And yeah, Coach Sirianni, all he does is win, right? He has an amazing coach overall winning percentage, and it's just the way that he does it.
The games around the PAC, Grove City and Cortland, really good matchup with some potential NCAA playoff implications. Not necessarily, but just when you want to build a resume is what I'm trying to get at. Those are two very good programs throughout the country. Case Western and Rowan University at 1 o'clock. Geneva and Whittier University as well. John Carroll and Waynesburg will play at 1. We'll have some of those scores as the games continue to happen throughout the day. It's the first meeting between Utica and W&J, and these programs' storied history. Not as long of a storied history for Utica. 25th season for the Pioneers. Zalkowski delivers deep downfield, tight window, incomplete. Broken up in the last second. Good play defensively by Telfair to be able to get a hand on it, intended for Zolalo.
And this is just a great play by Telfair here. And you're going to see a hold on the offense. But Telfair, as soon as he sees that ball in the air, he drops back into coverage to make sure Zawalo can't make that play.
And I've said tight window, I think, 3 times now, because Zalkowski does not care. Like, he has that Division I mentality that he's bringing here to D3. You could just tell where it's, I have an arm that's very capable. I'm going to go out there and sling it and try to find the best windows to be able to put it in there. It's worked so far. Second down. Pass near side. Finds Zolalo this time. And he steps out of bounds near the 35. It's good enough for a first down. Place it right at the 35-yard line and a gain of 14.
And also, like you said, just having that Division I arm and even that mentality that you bring something to this football team that not a lot of people can do. And Coach Blaze just knows that he can do this. And that's the reason why he brought him in here. And they're going to let him just unleash it on every single chance that he can.
Blaze Fagiano in his 18th season at the helm of Utica. The longest tenured coach in New York. Zalkowski on first down. Gets away from the first rush. Can't get away from the second. Tyler Primrose brings him down. Primrose, the first sack of the season for W&J.
And Primrose, a big contributor on that defense last year that kind of got overshadowed. But, man, he is flying to that football. He sees Zalkowski, wraps him up around the waist, turns him so he can't make a throw. And that's a big sack for the Pioneers, who had a lot going for them in the last couple drives.
It's second down and 19 at the 26. 3 receivers to the near side for Zalkowski. Frazier the back. Zalkowski under pressure again. Delivers it as he throws deep downfield. Pass is caught. Taylor makes the reception inside the 30-yard line. Zalkowski stands in there, takes the hit that was low, and finds Tyshawn Frazier for the deep pass.
And Frazier's got that speed. But Zalkowski, what a ball. Right on the money to number 13 for the Pioneers.
Great catch for Taylor as Zalkowski throws it away. Tyshawn Taylor, the junior from Syracuse, New York. A great grab just to be able to find the ball, but for Zalkowski to put enough air under it. Taylor, able to make the grab.
And so that's just a deep post. Zalkowski stands in the pocket just long enough for Taylor to get that separation from Telfair. And just a little celebration on the end of that. That's a big play to get this offense moving even more.
Yeah, Dante DeRuba was being blocked into Zalkowski. And he's ultimately the one that delivered the pressure. They hand it off. Nothing there for Frazier. There is a flag at the 30-yard line, though, on the far side of the field. Stops the clock with exactly 13 minutes left.
Formation. Offense, 5 in the backfield. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
You don't often see that type of 5 men in the backfield penalty. kind of part of those first week errors and mistakes that you try to cut down on.
Yeah, and like this is kind of the first time that you don't have a coach on the field with you. During those joint practices, and even during some scrimmages, you always have a coach kind of adjusting last minute if you need to. But now everyone's on their own, no coaches. Every coach is on the sideline now, so those mistakes are going to happen.
Utica elects to take a timeout. Utica's career record as a team is 108-131 in 25 seasons, but Coach Blaze has had this program 500 or better in the last 7 years. His overall record is 90-79. They hail from the Empire 8 Conference. A little bit different world than what we're used to in the President's Athletic Conference. Mangino, what have you noticed in this first half down on the sideline?
Yeah, one of the things that's really stood out to me is the level of attitude that the W&J bench has at this point. There's a degree of frustration on both sides of the ball. Defense expecting more of themselves. The offense clearly expecting more of themselves. And this big play opportunity here that Utica's been able to convert on, W&J looking for their big splash play opportunity themselves.
In a 14-7 game, Zalkowski on third down, rolls out far side, being chased. Zalkowski can't find anyone open, but man, that was almost an incredible catch by Palmer as he put one hand up, or it was Sean Frondy, excuse me, trying to look like the Jordan logo, trying to make that grab, but ultimately can't haul it in. Real close to the sideline, it brings up fourth down.
Zalkowski just trying to get away from the pursuit of Aiden Thomas. And
that could have been really cool.
That could have been really cool. But Zalkowski knowing that they're on the sideline. Not a whole lot to lose in that situation. That's a really tough catch.
So Utica will send Nico Duarte out to attempt a 45-yard field goal from the near side hash. Duarte, a junior kicker. Good snap, good hold. Duarte's kick. Is it long enough? It's no good. Duarte can't hit from 45 in the W&J special teams unit is able to get the ball back to the offense with 12:37 remaining in the first half.
Quiet on set? No way. This is Jake's time to shine, and Ryan's, and our crew. Cameras, check. Drones, check. Checking that shot we just checked? Double check. We ain't got time to chill. We're out here capturing this action. This is when we get to work, to bring you every moment live, no matter what. Broadcasting changes everything. Transform how you experience the game with JRM Video Production.
Hey, Ma, where's the dock?
It's in the garage.
Oh, yeah.
Good morning, everybody. Today is the day. Let's take a quick look at the weather and traffic. It's a chilly 22 degrees out there, so bundle up. We'll be hanging out all day, so don't forget to stop by and see us, grab some hot chocolate, and support a great cause.
A house is just 4 walls, but a home, that's something more. At Your Town Realty, we don't just work here, we live here. We're small by choice, with deep roots and real relationships that go beyond transactions. And because this city means so much to us, we give back, year after year. It's not about being the biggest, it's about being the one that feels like home. Your Town Realty, locally owned, community grown.
I think this is a model institution. You are a point of pride here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. You understand that going to college is also about what you do after college and making sure you are arming your students with the opportunity to have the skills they need to go out and chart their own path to success in their futures.
W&J takes over at the 28-yard line after the missed field goal. The 45-yarder no good to try to extend Utica's lead to 2 scores. Take the handoff. Stahl will take it up the middle. Stahl running room close to the 40. Needed the 38 for a first. Got to the 39 and picks up 11.
And Stahl with the direct snap coming to him. He fakes that jet motion sweep across the formation of Sharp. And then he just takes that ball and he takes him himself. And also takes a hit at the end.
They give it to Sharp. Sharp tries to sidestep the first tackler but can't. Strong wrap-up tackle by Isaiah Thomas. Thomas has had a pretty good game so far, a couple of tackles. Made his impact known from his linebacker spot. Stahl set it up screen. They find Sharp. Sharp breaks 1 tackle. Sharp breaks 2 tackles. Sharp still going past midfield. Andrew Sharp first down into Utica territory. Andrew Sharp rumbles his way to the 46. Sharp, just a sophomore, had 24 rushes, 196 yards, 1 touchdown last year. WJ also had Owen Patricic last season, Trevor Patty, 2 of their leading rushers with Kobe DeRosa. Wasn't much room for Sharp. He was the 4th back. Now he gets his opportunity. This time it is DeRosa. DeRosa bounces it far side. DeRosa to the 40. DeRosa breaks a tackle close to a first down.
And that's what W&J is known for, is having multiple running backs, multiple changes of pace. You see DeRosa come in and Sharp come in at the same time now. Just keep mixing it up for the Presidents.
He went right past Michael Mecca at corner. On 2nd and 2, quick pass to Peduzzi to the 31.
And that's what Sirianni loves when he goes up tempo, is just, let's just flick it out to one of our receivers on a little wide receiver screen. Just have them immediately get up the field. And Peduzzi and McCosker are so effective at doing that.
2 backs in the formation for Stahl. Fake it to Sharp. Pass deflected on its way to McCosker, incomplete. Broken up by Thomas. Isaiah Thomas, he's a baller.
And you're talking about his impact tackling. But then right here, he gets kind of caught in the middle of playing coverage and then trying to go towards Stahl, but sticks his hand up there last second and bats it down.
A name that became very famous in the basketball world. Thomas having a good day for himself on the football field.
He's the 3rd most famous Isaiah Thomas that I know.
It's very possible. This time it's Sharp. Trying to follow his blocking. Sharp to the 27. Gains 4. Braden Penwell not playing today, the right guard. It's Anthony Edwards, the senior from Hollidaysburg, PA, number 65, who's in there today. Staub and Radzinski, the 2 veterans, anchoring the 2 tackle spots. Stahl taking a shot, open man, caught by Evans. Evans to the 10. Evans down at the 9. And this one, the Mekhi Evans will count.
And Mekhi Evans sitting in that zone. He recognizes zone coverage. He runs 15 yards down the field, and he just stays exactly where he's at because he's wide open in that window. He doesn't keep running to get covered. Really just hitches up and finds the open zone.
Quick to the line again for Stahl, this time in the pistol. Fake to Sharp. Pass is caught. Touchdown, Drew Valley. Washington and Jefferson. Might not have a score as there's a flag at the 5. And the officials are signaling an eligible man downfield.
An eligible receiver downfield on the pass, number 70. 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
And that's Grant Liefeld, the freshman from Northfield, Ohio. He's the one that's called for it. And Coach Sirianni, very complimentary of Grant and his experience in high school and the program, especially that he came from. Puts a lot of guys in Division I. Starts as a freshman in game 1. First a goal at the 14. Sharp breaks one tackle, breaks another. Andrew Sharp still going, close to the 5. He's marked down at the 6.
Man, you gotta like the way that this kid runs. It just seems like the entire defense has to surround him in order to get him down.
Yeah, the first guy is not going to bring Andrew Sharp down.
He's just always staying low and always keeping his legs moving.
Sharp hurdles a defender. Andrew Sharp walks in. Touchdown, Andrew Sharp. What a run for his second career touchdown.
And I'm talking about that lower body strength. To be able to hurdle somebody, they clip your legs out from under you, and you still land on your feet and almost just stroll right in the end zone. To see that hurdle, almost falls over, stays his course of balance, and he just walks right in for another score.
Andrew Sharp from the Pride of Baldwin High School, the sophomore, 5'10", 215-pound running back, just made that look easy.
Austin, there's something about a Baldwin High School alum.
That's got to be it.
It's got to be
has to be it. I saw a lot of him in high school. I called a lot of his games in high school. That's exactly what he did on the high school football field, and now it's translating to the college football field as well. To tie this game, 14-14 with 9:05 remaining before halftime. Sharp follows his blocking, but when you can basically create your own lane and your own avenue by hurdling over a defender and using your athletic ability,
it just seemed like Ronaldo Lewis just kind of grabbed his foot as he was getting hurdled, and then yet still being able to keep your balance. Andrew Sharp's definitely something special, and then we could see why Coach Sirianni really trusts him out there.
And he's all smiles on the bench after scoring that one, as it's his first of the year, second of his career. He ran for 196 yards all of last season. He might get that in 2-3 games. Yeah, there's a fired up Presidents fan. Look at that. He's got the stickers and everything.
That's awesome.
The eye black stickers.
I don't think anyone else loves Division III football as much as that guy, and I love it.
He's down at the gate too. He's right by the track. He's got a front row seat. He's got a VIP type of seat. I mean, he's right by the locker room too. Do you think he ever sneaks in there and just gets a peek of what's going on in there? Like, Sirianni's giving a speech, and then you see him in the background. Like, could you imagine?
I'd hire him to be a personal hype man.
All right, taken by the Pioneers at the 1-yard line. So Wallow stacked up right around the 27. So we saw Utica come up short on its last drive on the missed 45-yard field goal by Nico Duarte. Before that, though, whatever Utica wanted to do, Utica was pretty much able to do. A good game plan that's been put together by Blaise Fagiano and the offense. The defense has played solidly as well. That last drive, W&J really, though, started to change that narrative and did whatever it wanted. Start off with a run. Bouncing near side. Frazier. Good carry for 9 yards.
Well, Austin, you talked about, how much the offense for Utica was able to kind of do what they wanted. But then you think about the defense, you see W&J getting another score on their last drive. And also we kind of can't forget about C.J. Newton's ejection, right? That's something that keeps coming back into play. And W&J has his best offensive series as soon as he gets ejected. And I think that definitely is a big storyline to keep on watch for.
2nd and 1 with Frazier remaining in the back. Do they give it back to him? They will. Good blocks brings them to be able to get to the 40. That was Scotty Thompson creating just enough room for Frazier.
And these are the carries that he's just getting a lot more number calls. He's going to start getting more and more yards per carry. The more that Zalkowski's unloading in the pass game, people are going to start forgetting about Frazier here, which Frazier definitely has a lot of experience as a junior, but he kind of new to the starting role here as the running back.
Yeah, they lost 4 running backs last year. Zalkowski delivers downfield, has Palmer, and he's got it. Palmer able to stay in bounds and make the reception before ultimately going out at the 30-yard line. Just another pretty ball from Zalkowski.
Well, then you also have a slot fade coming on the inside, and you just don't know if it's the receivers that are getting open so well, but you also can't discount what Zalkowski's doing, just putting the ball in the right spots. He has a lot of arm. He can really lead his receivers and just let them run underneath it.
He has 2 receivers to the far side of the formation. They fake the handoff. Zalkowski hit as he throws. Ball is out. Frazier picks it up. It is a fumble as Nathaniel Kadosh Harris hit him as he threw. Kadosh Harris, big hit on Zalkowski. And Utica will retain it, but Kadosh Harris, what a hit.
Kadosh Harris just comes flying off the edge here. And Zalkowski doesn't see him coming off his blind spot. But I'm telling you, that ball was bouncing quite a few times on that ground. And just luckily, Frazier's the only one anywhere near that ball and still able to get a gain out of it.
Yeah, short gain, if anything, maybe half a yard. They'll rule it 2nd and 10. With about 6.5 left to go before halftime. Zalkowski this time will give it to Frazier, who picked up the football, and Frazier gets to the 35, but a flag thrown. 25, I should say, but the flag is at the 35. We'll probably back it up there.
Offense number 74. 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
If not worse for Utica, which it will be on the 10-yard penalty. And the hold, it came on the end of the line. As Frazier was trying to bounce that towards the sideline. So puts the ball at the 40. 2nd down and 20. Zalkowski has time, delivers short, pass caught. Frederick has blockers. Frederick to the 20. Frederick loses the football, but it bounces out of bounds. Frederick picks up the 1st down. Volumino, I think it was, that swiped at it. He was in the vicinity. Good crossing pattern, clear out route. And as Volumino came up on Frederick, there's the punch out right there. Actually came from one of the other defenders. Zalkowski towards the end zone, has a man, pass is incomplete. Trying to find Sean Frawny.
And this Utica team is definitely going to take their shots behind the sticks a little bit, get that 1st down from Frederick. Luckily enough to get your fumble recovery back, just let it go out of bounds. But they're still staying on the attack. They're tied up with this W&J team. Last couple minutes getting to halftime and being able to put another score on the board, hopefully.
Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. Zalkowski over the middle, pass caught. Reception made by Palmer, ball out! Palmer, the big hit as he got to the 5, and the football is recovered by W&J. Luck does not strike twice for Utica, and the Presidents take advantage, and all of the momentum is on W&J's side.
And Zalkowski does a great job of anticipating where Bryce Palmer is going to be. He kind of sits over the middle of the defense, but then Palmer gets the ball and just, it's all about effort on the defensive end. And coming up from behind and punching that ball out.
Yeah, Joey Lacey, just a TJ Watt-esque punch at the football. And Dante DeRubo, who went to high school right up the hill at Trinity, is able to grab it.
And that's where you see the most common fumbles, is when the defender's moving forward and defenders coming from behind, just punches it through the arm. And now you got Kellen Stahl back on the field. No points given up on that series. And they can run this clock out as much as they can and hopefully get one more series.
Stahl rolls out near side. Got to be careful you don't have a holding penalty in the end zone as well. As Stahl will elect to run with it, gets past the 10, and some breathing room for the offense. Stahl He's able to make his way to the 18. Good run. That's one thing that you want to avoid holding in the end zone. Would result in a safety. Ball back to Utica. Flips the script. Second and 2. They give it to Sharp. Just back to the line of scrimmage, maybe half a yard for Andrew Sharp.
And so this is kind of like your 4-minute offense where you're trying to make sure that Utica doesn't get another chance to have a drive before this half. You're obviously trying to push the ball down the field, but you're trying to do it at a good pace. Don't give a lot of time for Utica to make something back.
They give it to Sharp. Sharp has room. Sharp picks up the first down. And it's been Sharp, Alex, over Kobe DeRosa, who had a significant amount of carries last year. 88 rushes for 427 yards. He led the team in rushing touchdowns with 10.
And sometimes it's just matchup based. If you have a lot of backs that can do a lot of different things, sometimes it's just up to the team that you're playing. And DeRosa's still getting a couple healthy runs here and there. But Sharp's still the bell cow right now. And I think it's just the way that the coaches see the matchups work out, and sometimes it's different from what we expect coming in.
They bring Luke Edwards in, the junior running back. Fake it to him, and Stahl rolls to the far side. Stahl delivers deep downfield for Peduzzi, incomplete.
And Austin, I think that's the most surprising part is we really haven't seen McCosco or Peduzzi really take the lid off this defense, and Kellen Stahl not really even trying to air out super deep. Just a little missed off the mark there to Peduzzi, but you'd think that going in the second half, that's going to be a focus for the Presidents, getting those two guys who are both over 1,000-yard receivers on the same team.
Yeah, Mike Sirianni said that they want to run the football better this year. Typically a very strong passing offense as Kellen Stahl steps up, stays behind the line of scrimmage this time, and complete to Evans. Evans sits down at the 33 and is able to move the chains.
And this is exactly what you hope for in this drive, is methodical up the field, not really taking many negative plays, but just steadily moving your way up the field and bleeding a lot of clock.
First career start for Kellen Stahl has gone pretty well so far as they give it to Edwards. He makes it to the 40. It's a gain of 7 yards. Utica claiming that the football came out at the end of it and they recovered, but official signaling Edwards was down before the ball came out. WJ has 2 timeouts left, plus the 2-minute timeout. They give it to Edwards again. He's brought down in the backfield. Ends up going for no gain. So 3rd and 3. Does W&J play aggressive? Try to score on this drive, meaning a touchdown, or?
Well, there's only like a half a second between the play clock and game clock, so they're going to have to get one more snap off before the 2-minute timeout.
Stahl gives it, and nothing there again for Edwards. Mason Moranowitz brings him down. Jordan Davis also in there. Mason Mascari as well. As we've reached the 2-minute timeout in a tie game, 14-14, Utica and W&J. Great non-conference play to start the season.
Now is the time. Today is the day for us to strike out and move forward in confidence and faith.
Stay connected with all the action. Follow JRM Sports on X, Instagram, and YouTube. Get the latest highlights, exclusive content, and behind-the-scenes moments from your favorite sports. Don't miss a second. Follow us today.
20, 15, 10, lock in, touchdown. High pass is caught. He's got it. What a play, and it's a foot race.
Thanks for fixing the door.
I was nervous about that lock.
To your family, you are more than just your income.
What would she do without me? She'd probably have to marry our next door neighbor, Todd.
Well, Todd, I have no feelings for you whatsoever, but I'm going to have to say I do. I can't afford a handyman.
Gotta get some life insurance.
Although you're irreplaceable, a life insurance policy from GBU Life can provide the financial security your family needs for a secure future. To get started, visit gbu.org.
W&J facing 4th down and 3, and the punting unit is coming on. Has some raindrops start to fall at Cameron Stadium. So Devin Wyatt will punt it away. One man back for Utica. They'll look to try to block it. Wyatt phasing pressure, gets it away. Fair catch called for and made. Maritato makes it at the 22. So 2-minute offense for Utica. 2 timeouts as well. We have a experienced quarterback who's played at the Division I level and has made starts, has played games. Ultimately not the same for D3, not the same in this system as well. How does Utica approach it?
Well, I think it kind of just stays the same from what they've been doing. Just keep letting Zalkowski take his shots down the field and maybe mixing a little bit of Frazier carries here and there.
Yeah, Tyler Zalkowski's looked very confident and comfortable as he steps up and delivered downfield. Dangerous pass, it's caught. Reception made by Chanfrani. Chanfrani down the sideline, 20 to the 10. Chanfrani's gonna walk in. Touchdown. Utica strikes on the first play. Antonio Chanfrani made it look easy.
And this play could have gone so many different ways, but there is one thing in particular, and that was Telfair. And it's just like, how does he get that open again? And Chanfrani just will take that easy touchdown.
How do you approach it? Well, why not have a
just like that?
Why not have a 77-yard touchdown? Duarte's extra point is up and good. So Utica, who also will get the ball to begin the second half, currently up 21-14, and this is how it happened.
Okay, and so you're going to have Chanfrani come all the way across on this drag route, but what we're going to pay attention to in particular is going to be Telfair, because he has the opportunity as soon as Chanfrani catches that ball to jar it loose, but instead he misses the tackle, and then when you play it, you're going to see Chanfrani expect to get hit on this play, but then Telfair just whiffs on the tackle, and as soon as he messes up the tackle, then it's just nobody in front of him.
Yeah, Joey Lacey was also in the area, but really had not much of a chance to make a tackle. Maybe play on the ball. Unfortunate for W&J. And very opportunistic play for Utica.
But Telfair is the corner there, like he's breaking on the ball.
Yeah.
And he has a chance to make a pretty big hit, or at least step in front of the ball. He kind of gets caught in the middle of trying to go for the ball, but then also trying to make a tackle and ends up just missing. And then he was kind of the only one in front after Chanfrani was able to kind of get loose from his defender at the beginning.
It took just one play for Utica to take the lead back. Kick it away to DeSabato. Big hit delivered. Blocking for DeSabato. And now a little bit of pushing and shoving right near the W&J sideline on the near side. That was Owen Sinclair that laid the boom.
And that's a football hit. Yeah. And you heard it all the way up here in the booth. And he just gets his teammates fired up.
Pads popping. That's a welcome back to football type of hit.
That's a week one. I've been sitting in my room not playing football, and now I really want to play football type of hit.
Yeah, I've arrived. We're back at school. Let's make a big play. Can the W&J offense do just that? Stahl fakes the handoff. Ball is incomplete. It was deflected because Dick DeForest was in Kellen Stahl's face, basically within, what would you say, not even an arm's length of each other?
Well, he just immediately runs straight at Stahl as soon as he recognizes he's rolling down, puts his hands up, and he thought that he might have batted it down before the forward motion came into play, but the officiates don't agree with that.
Yeah, batted it down as Stahl was throwing it. This time, W&J will run it. They give it to DeRosa. DeRosa up to the 35. So Utica has 2 timeouts. W&J has 2 timeouts. There were whistles. Nobody called a timeout. And it's 3rd down with the clock rolling at 1:10. DeRosa looking to the sideline. It looks like there's some confusion for W&J offensively. And Stahl gives it to DeRosa. DeRosa has space. Kobe DeRosa, 1st down, 45. Midfield, DeRosa into Utica territory.
And I'm kind of wondering what he was looking over the sideline for pre-snap. They're probably like, you're just getting the ball.
Yeah.
They just give it to him. And he looked like he was shot out of a cannon. As soon as he makes that first initial step to the left side, found an open crease, was able to get that 1st down.
Timeout taken by Utica. So Utica takes it defensively with 47.2 left for the half. So what do you think the approach is going to be from Sirianni? Ball at the 47. So I got 2 stoppages. How do you approach it?
Well, I think it's more of you can still use the middle of the field. You got 2 timeouts. You have 47 seconds left, so it's not like you can't use the middle of the field. And already being past midfield, you have the opportunity to still kick a field goal if you get one big play, one big chunk play. But I think it's mostly going to be how do we find a way to get McCoskey and Peduzzi the ball? And I've kind of talked about it before as like they're kind of quiet today. And usually they're the guys that are making all these huge plays, but it's been the running game so far. So I expected them to go to the running game at the beginning of this drive because of all the time they had left. But now I'm just waiting for something to get launched deep.
Yeah, because I mean we've really not seen either of those guys have much of a factor in this game. Stahl near side, pass is caught by Evans. He's been Kellen Stahl's favorite target today, and he gets to the 31. Makai Evans only had 3 catches all last year. He has that today. Stahl looking towards McCoskey. He's got it, a little comeback route. McCoskey out of bounds at the 15. And out of bounds to stop the clock with 27.
And that's a perfect play. Having him sit in that window, McCoskey immediately, once he catches that ball, turns to his outside, knowing he has to get out of bounds in order to save those timeouts. And now it's kind of dealer's choice at this point.
Yeah.
They have a lot of options to work with inside the red zone. They still got 2 pairs of timeouts, a pair of timeouts. So it's up to Kellen Stahl where he wants to go.
Stahl looks far side, escapes. Stahl will run with it. He's able to get a couple to the 14.
And that's fine. You don't want to force it. Kind of just eat the ball. Don't even throw it up for grabs. And as long as you get out of bounds, there's really no harm there.
Yeah, you only get 2, 21.1 left. So it does bleed off about 6 seconds. Stahl gets taken down. Jordan Davis brings him down for a loss. Now, multiple flags are coming in, as it looked like W&J took exception to that play. With how, I think it was with how Stahl was brought down by Davis. Kind of looked like one of those hip drop type of tackles.
Yeah, Austin, you could definitely tell that both teams are frustrated, but also, like, that tackle on Stahl, just a little bit low on the legs. But, like, these are things you can't do. You just can't emphasize that.
Fouls on both teams. Dead ball, personal foul, number 11 on the defense for a late hit. Dead ball, personal foul, number 70 on the offense. Those fouls offset. Third down.
So Nick DeForest and Grant Liefeld are the ones that are called for the penalties. So there's the late hit from DeForest. And then that's ultimately when Liefeld, who took exception to it, came in trying to protect his quarterback, as DeForest definitely delivered a late hit. And then Liefeld was, the second guy is typically the one that's caught. Well, the first guy and the second guy ended up being caught, and it's offsetting penalties.
And with those offsetting penalties, you still have 3rd and long here. 14 seconds left. You only really have 2 downs anyway. With only 14 seconds left, you still have a timeout. You'd expect them to kind of take a shot here towards the end zone and then maybe just go for the kick field goal. But like you said, the Presidents don't really like to kick field goals.
No, Devin Wyatt, 4 of 8 last year.
But this game is really tight. It's going to be decided in the second half for sure. And so field goal could kind of go a long way here. We'll see what Sirianni's thinking.
Since the penalties came after the play, that's why it ends up being offsetting, despite where it's still the same spot of the ball of where Stahl was brought down at the 18. So it's 3rd and 12, 14 seconds left. Mark Conte in motion towards the formation. Towards the end zone, pass is deflected and incomplete. Stahl's pass probably should have been intercepted by Eli Douglas, captain in the secondary. Has 8 total interceptions in his career, almost had a 9th.
And Douglas is kind of just in the right spot. As soon as it gets tipped up in the air, he runs right underneath it. I feel like that's something you have to come down with.
Ronaldo Lewis broke on the ball and was the ones that first touched it. So Devin Wyatt is on to attempt a 35-yard field goal. And Utica will try to ice the kicker.
I like that approach from Utica. Knowing Devin Wyatt doesn't have a lot of opportunities during the year, and even last year, still a little bit of a tester, not necessarily a chip shot. Here, where the ball's marked at the 18.
Wyatt's long last season was 35 yards. So this is within his range.
But definitely giving him a chance to think about it, to ice him. You have the timeout to burn anyway. There's only 8 seconds left, 8.9 seconds left on the clock. So you're not really anticipating that Utica wants to take a drive after this. So why not use it now? Can't take it home with you.
Might as well use it and give a look towards the kicker and make him think about it for a little bit. Devin Wyatt, the senior. From 35. Wyatt got plenty of leg, and he's got it. Devin Wyatt tacks on the field goal to make it 21-17. And Wyatt, appreciative of the efforts, because, man, he had plenty of leg. Could have made that one from 45.
And also it helps. You see Coach Popko giving Devin Wyatt a little dap up there at the
Former
end.
kicker at Bucknell, Ben Popko.
But you also see, like, Utica didn't try and rush and try to go for the block. So Devin Wyken could just have a little bit extra time to make sure his snapper puts in the spot and his holder puts in the spot that he likes it. And like you said, plenty of leg. And now you got Presidents within a 4-point.
Coach Popko, professional wiffle ball player as well. Multi-talented. Now coaching up the special teams unit for W&J. So 5.6 remaining. Probably just the kickoff. And then we'll go to the break, where you can stay tuned for our one-on-one interview with Kobe DeRosa. We'll also talk to Mike Sirianni of the Presidents about this upcoming season in the PAC. As the clock expires on the first half, and a 21-17 lead for the Utica Pioneers. The 6-hour bus ride has been successful so far from New York for the Pioneers. And the big reason why has been the success of their offense. Tyler Zalkowski, the junior 6'3" quarterback from Rochester, New York, has had a good start. Zalkowski from the same area. Zalkowski and Coach Blaze are both from Rochester. And ultimately, that's been a big part of why these results have been what they've been so far, making it
and
21-17.
Zalkowski from Rochester, New York, and he actually played with a coach. He actually played for one of the coaches on the staff.
And he's standing by with Robert Mangino right now.
Thank you, Austin. Coach, first half assessments.
Well, first shout out to Pioneer Nation out there watching us today. All right, my family back in Rochester, love you guys. What a great football game, right? As expected. Great football game, back and forth football game, two great football teams. He's a big special teams guy. They start out with a huge kick return, which is unfortunate. We got to clean that up. But both teams are playing hard, no doubt.
Zalkowski, really impressive as he's out there today, able to wing that ball around. What are you seeing that's giving him those opportunities?
Well, I tell you, he's did a good job moving the pocket. He's had some pressure, Tyler, and our guys have made some big catches, and some of the blocking downfield. The big play by our tight end, that was tough. And we have a turn to talk about turnovers, right? We turn the ball over on the 3, and we don't get the points there. So that was tough. But what a great block by Bryce for Logan there. Just some missed opportunity there to still be up at half. On the road is a little bit of a blessing, but these guys, they have the ball in the second half and got a great football game.
What are you going to tell the guys at halftime?
They're settled in now, I think, and just, I think, we got to tackle better. Their quarterback's doing a nice job with his feet. We got to make sure we keep him in the pocket, do a better job caging him. And I like to see us get our run game going a little bit for sure.
Coach, best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time. Austin?
All right, thanks, Mangino. Appreciate the thoughts of head coach Blaze Fagiano in his 18th season, the longest tenured coach in New York, leading the Utica Pioneers, who lead it in Game 1 of the 2025 season, 21-17. Non-conference play, off to a good start. 2 non-conference games this season in the President's Athletic Conference. More coverage up next. We return to Washington, Pennsylvania, get a chance to hear from Mike Sirianni, Kobe DeRosa when you return.
In every corner of KD Country.
Reporting in Monongahela.
In Derry Township, Westmoreland County. Wherever news happens that impacts you.
This is a live video from McKeesport.
Your community.
Crews are on the scene of a large water main break in Banksville.
Your family.
We're a community. Taxpayers, our children go to the school district.
You can count on KDKA to be there.
Reporting in Aliquippa.
In Clareton.
In Wilkinsburg.
Reporting in Center Township.
Watch KDKA TV News.
Miller's Mini Storage has the extra room you need. For more than 3 decades, our storage facility in Elizabeth, Pennsylvania has offered secure, affordable, and accessible storage solutions. Miller's Mini Storage has you covered. Simply bring a lock and key to keep your items safe at our location. New insulated units are available with dawn to dusk access. Storing with us is easy and convenient. Visit millersministorage.com today and reserve your space. Miller's Mini Storage. Your space, your way.
Trout Plumbing is a registered and insured master plumber that services the South Hills. They offer a variety of services, including camera inspection and dye testing. Trout Plumbing also offers a veteran and senior citizen discount. When in doubt, call the Trout at 412-983-8106.
At Laway, we understand the power of personalization. From hats to water bottles, our expert services include screen printing, embroidery, and a variety of promotional items. We also specialize in team sports gear. What truly sets Laway apart is our dedicated design team, including our talented on-staff graphic designers and exponential customer service. Choose Laway to make a lasting impression on and off the field.
From heating and cooling to a large array of construction equipment, Herc Rentals has the gear you need to get the job done. Herc Rentals is already a staple in several communities across the United States and Canada and have been serving our customers' needs since 1965. With a catalog of equipment that spans the spectrum of almost every kind of solution you can think of. To learn more about Herc Rentals, visit hercrentals.com or call us at 1-888-777-2700.
Welcome back to Cameron Stadium. It's 21-17 Utica coming in from New York and leading the Presidents here at halftime. And coming up in just a little bit, we will have an interview. Austin Bechtel got a chance to sit down with Coach Mike Sirianni at PAC Media Day. We'll get that in a few minutes. But first, he first had the opportunity to talk to Kobe DeRosa, starting tailback for the Presidents. And here's that interview from Media Day just a few weeks ago.
Welcome back to our coverage of the President's Athletic Conference here. Austin Bechtel joined alongside senior running back for the Washington and Jefferson Presidents, Kobe DeRosa. And Kobe, the Presidents have had a ton of success over the last couple of years with you at the helm of it as well. What do you think has been the main key for the offense under Coach Sirianni for you guys to be PAC champions last year?
We just really have a fast-paced offense. We just keep moving. We don't like to stand still. We like to keep coming at defenses, and we have a lot of good receivers on our team and a lot of good athletes. And we'd had great quarterbacks, and especially our defense too, just all around our whole team. We're just filled with athletes, and now we lost a lot of guys, but we plan on having a pretty good team when we get them back.
Your football journey, where did it begin and how has it progressed to the point where you chose W&J?
Well, I started at a small school at Laurel, and I was a quarterback there, so just looking for schools, it was hard trying to find someone that would work with me, just being an athlete going in there. And so when I got to W&J, they really weren't sure what position they wanted me to play. And I just thought it would just be the best for me to just play running back and just try to develop there because I was a bigger guy and I knew I just couldn't play receiver and quarterback just wasn't my thing. So it's just a lot of hard work and a lot of transitioning, especially playing at the next level now. Was it a difficult transition? Yeah, definitely a lot faster because I just never played against guys this big and this fast, just playing small ball all the time. So it was just really hard.
Talk about the team a little bit last year. What are some of those steps that you want to take from last season to this season, especially with you maybe more in a featured role? You played a ton last year, but still might be dependent on as the bell cow this year.
Yeah, I just want to take a lot of responsibilities for the games we lost last year because we never had a solid or efficient run game. Our pass game was there. Just when we get big leads, we tend to lose those just because we couldn't control the football and we just couldn't keep things going. So I just hope we just have a better run game this year, and I think we have the guys to do so.
Coach Sirianni said that you have a huge chip on your shoulder. You alluded to it a little bit, but why is that? Why is there such a big chip?
I just think we just get disrespected every single year. We always got to fight to get in that top 25, even though I think last year we were beating teams in there and we still just weren't getting in there. So I just think they disrespect us a lot, and there's a lot we still need to prove, and I think we could really go out there and do something special this season.
Yeah, and how do you think you could do that in the first couple of games of the year as well with a couple of difficult non-conference matchups?
Yeah, well, we play old defensive coordinator, so that's going to be a fun one. I know our defensive guys are ready for that. And then we play Grove City early, which that's going to be a fun one. It always is, especially at their place. 2 years ago, we played there, and there was a lot of people there during their homecoming. Yep. So I expect sort of the same thing and just another good football game. We're
talking to Kobe DeRosa of Washington and Jefferson. Take me behind the curtain. What's a day in the life like playing for W&J?
A day in the life at W&J, a lot of film, a lot of team walkthroughs. We like to do stuff together. Coach always says that a team full of brothers is going to be like a really hard team to beat. So we just like to do a lot of team activities and just stay together, just do stuff as brothers.
What's one of your favorite memories being a part of the Presidents so far? I'm sure there's a ton to pick from.
Yeah, there's a lot. I would just say like getting the opportunity to go to these away games and like stay overnight in these hotels, like some of the stuff that these bigger programs do, it was pretty cool. So going to play Case Western last year, we got to stay overnight from the far drive, and a playoff game, we got to stay overnight. That was just a cool time being with all my teammates.
What do you enjoy most about the campus and the school that has allowed you to be here for 4 years and want to be here?
Really just my teammates and coaches. I get along with all of them very well, and it's a really small community, so we just really are out there just having fun and playing football and just doing what we like.
So going into this year, obviously Jake Pugh no longer a part of the team. How do you think that you guys can make up for that? Obviously, McCosco back, Peduzzi back. Still a lot of talent on the offensive side of the ball, but also Dawson Dietz not being a part of it. How do you think that the program needs to ultimately keep the consistency this year that it had last year and win another championship?
Yeah, we have a lot of shoes to fill on the defensive side of the ball, but offensively, I know we're going to have a new quarterback. But I think Coach has such a good offense where we get the ball out quick and we're just always pushing it on these teams that I think no matter who we have back there, and I know we have a lot of guys returning too on like at receiver, so I think we should just be just fine next year.
What are your future goals once you retire and graduate?
I'm a business major right now, but I recently just changed my mind. I want to get into nursing. I want to go to nursing school when I'm done. So
why's that?
So I grew up with my great-grandparents, and these past couple years, they recently passed away, and just being around them at the nursing home and just seeing how much work it takes just to take care of all those people, it just really inspired me to try to do it myself.
With those life events for you, how has your family inspired you?
They're always so supportive of me, like just getting me everything I need. So like my sister, she really just takes care of me the most. So I just got to say thanks to her. Like she's just done everything for me, like getting me ready for school and like get me back and forth, making sure I have money and stuff like that. Because it's hard just to be a student athlete and find a job and play football and do all that, especially at the D3 level when you don't get much. So just getting the help and support from my family is always great.
Kobe, appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Kobe DeRosa of Washington and Jefferson, running back for the Presidents.
Kobe DeRosa with the family connections. You just love hearing these stories about guys who not only love football, but they're grounded too. Big family roots and that relationship with grandparents is so important. And it's great to see the young man who's so talented on the football field too. Mike Sirianni, he had the chance to talk with Austin Bechtold, or maybe Austin had the chance to talk to Sirianni. Whichever way you want to look at it, that interview is coming up next.
John Shumway is the utmost, most passionate transportation reporter in Western Pennsylvania. He could almost be a traffic engineer. How do I need to get to where I need to go? Should I leave early? And he makes sure that people understand what's important to them. His experience in the Pittsburgh area and his familiarity with all of the roads, John becomes almost an extension of our staff, getting the message out there.
Watch John Shumway on the KDKA TV Morning News.
Complicated payment processing slowing you down? Tired of the same old event management system? Wishing your donation campaigns could run themselves? We can help. Whether you're with a corporation, EMS agency, fire department, school, or small business, eServices Payment Technology has something for you. What started as a top-notch payment processing system has turned into a digital phenomenon. Digital payments, membership management, fund drive optimization, marketing consulting, and reserved seating. Yes, schools, I'm talking to you. If you have a payment, we have a simplified process. Visit eServicesStack.com today to organize your organization.
Pittsburgh, get ready to see PPG Pace Arena like never before. PPG Pace Arena tours take you behind the scenes of the home of the Pittsburgh Penguins. This is your chance to step inside the Penguins locker room and feel the history of the 5-time Stanley Cup champs. See the ice from a player's point of view and go where legendary broadcasters called the biggest moments in Penguins history. From championship stories to behind-the-scenes secrets, this tour is the ultimate Penguins experience. Visit ppgpacearena.com and book your tour today.
A house is just 4 walls, but a home, that's something more. At Your Town Realty, we don't just work here, we live here. We're small by choice, with deep roots and real relationships that go beyond transactions. And because this city means so much to us, we give back, year after year. It's not about being the biggest, it's about being the one that feels like home. Your Town Realty, locally owned, community grown.
Stay connected with all the action. Follow JRM Sports on X, Instagram, and YouTube. Get the latest highlights, exclusive content, and behind-the-scenes moments from your favorite sports. Don't miss a second. Follow us today.
To learn more, visit gcc.edu.
20, 15, 10, lock in, touchdown. High pass is caught. He's got it. What a play, and it's a foot race.
It is halftime at Cameron Stadium, 21-17 Utica on top of W&J. Back in 2018 was the last time that the Presidents won a President's Athletic Conference title until last year. Now the expectations are they can do it again. This interview with Austin Bechtel and the head coach, Mike Sirianni.
You're watching our coverage of the President's Athletic Conference here on KDKA+. Austin Bechtel joined alongside Mike Sirianni, the head coach of the Washington and Jefferson Presidents. And Coach, at Media Day, you said you guys have a significant chip on your shoulder this year, despite winning the conference championship last year. Why do you think that is?
No one talks about us. I mean, listen, everyone wants attention. You can call me a lot of things. Don't call me a liar. I tell it how it is. People want attention. It's good for your program. It's good for your players in your program. These guys aren't going to play in the NFL. We won the automatic bid. No one talks about us. It's like they've forgotten. You know, someone said, well, Grove City's won 8 straight games for 6 straight years. And I'm like, well, we've won 8 straight games for 14 straight years.
Yeah.
But you don't want to talk about us because there's something new, or you don't want to highlight us because there's maybe something shiny and new and has a message that maybe you don't have, whether you believe in that message or not. So we give Grove City a lot of credit, and I love Andrew, and he's done a good job and a great job, and it's 10 times harder building a program that he's done. But that being said, people have kind of forgotten what W&J football is, and our kids are very upset about that, and we got a mission to prove everyone wrong this year.
So Dawson Dietz no longer on the defensive side of the ball. One thing that you've done very well at is recruiting. What do you think is going to be the key to being able to replace Dawson, if that's even possible to be able to do with his production, and be able to sustain the same level of success on defense?
You can't replace Dawson's. There's no one that's going to have that many tackles for loss and sacks, or even the amount of double teams and the sliding the protections at him. We feel good about where we're at. We lose
all 4 stars on the defense line, but we have 3 guys that have played a lot last year, okay? They played a lot. They were a part of our rotation. We have 3 transfers coming in on the defensive line. Again, I've said this over and over again, and then this is where I think Division III football is outstanding. We play a JV schedule. People are like, you play JV games at the college level? I'm like, yes. On Sunday afternoons, our young guys strap it up, and they play, and they get experience, and the only way you get better is to play.
So Jake Pugh joined your coaching staff after graduating. He's going to be on the defensive side of the ball. Why did you ultimately decide that it was good for Jake to be able to learn on the defensive side instead of the offensive side?
It's good for him. I really think it's good for him, for his development as a football coach. And he talked, obviously, Jake's not going to be with us long. With his name and with the things that he's done, and obviously his uncle, he's going to be shooting up the ladder real quick. So I'm happy that he's going to start his career with us. But I would be surprised if he's with us more than this season. He's got a bright future in coaching.
We're talking to Mike Sirianni, Washington and Jefferson. What should the expectations be for Kellen Stahl this year, or whoever you end up deploying at quarterback to replace Jake?
Listen, Jake's numbers were unreal. But like I said in the media day, there was times where we were an RPO, whatever you want to call it, run pass. We're able to hand the ball off. I mean, I think that's a lot that you're going to see a little bit more of that there's a lot of times with our system last year that Jake pulled the ball where you're like, should he have done that? But he was so confident in his abilities, and he was like, I want the ball in my hands, that he was going to pull it. This year, I think it's important for whoever the quarterback is, hey, listen, take the read and hand the ball off when you have to, and I think that's just going to open up the whole offense.
It's also the return of the non-conference schedule, and you guys always, the goal is to compete to make the playoffs and win in the playoffs and win PAC championships. What do you think you can learn about the team in those first 2 games?
Well, we play 2 good teams. We play 2 very good. We didn't challenge ourselves like some other teams in our league and give those guys a lot of credit for biting off. But we scheduled 2 teams that both have been in playoff mix and things like that. That will give you a good idea. Utica's a big, strong team from up in New York, and they don't have any Division II program, so they're going to be very physical. It will show us where we're at from a physical point. Hopefully we can get out of there with a couple wins, but it's going to be challenging.
We got about 20 seconds, but last year at this time, we sat here asking, what's it going to take to get back over the hump to win a PAC championship? This year, coming off of a PAC championship, what's it going to take to do it again and win a game in the playoffs?
It's going to take a little tougher team. We've talked about that. We've talked about toughness. We've talked about mental toughness. We've talked about, a lot of things that really don't have to do with your X's and O's, but really have to do with your mental ability, things that you can control 100%. So if we can get that toughness going, I really think that we can challenge to win another conference championship and to win multiple playoff games.
Mike, appreciate your time.
Thanks, man. Take care.
Coach Sirianni is in rare territory right now. He's used to winning at halftime. Now he's trailing by 4. What kind of adjustments did he make at halftime? We're about to find out. Austin, Alex?
Thanks, Mangino. And it really is, Alex, a tale of 2 different philosophies in this game. We've seen Utica utilize the pass game with a lot of success. W&J, the running game, and that's what's made it a 4-point game.
And Coach Sirianni made it a point at pregame that he wants to get this running game going. But how about Utica with the pass? And Zalkowski really opening up a lot of eyes. 307 yards in the first half is a huge stat line that's noticed. And then Kellen Stahl, only 104 yards of his own as a passer. But then Peduzzi only has 7 yards through the air, and he's kind of averaging 96 yards a game. Last year, 7 is the big difference.
Look at the total yards, 325 to 203 as well. First downs has also been a big difference.
And Utica's really utilized the methodical approach in getting up and down the field, but also they've had a lot of splash plays from Zalkowski, and he's just really come in here on the very first game behind center for the Pioneers, and he's really opened up a ton of eyes and really just made a difference for this team to really compete with a W&J really high-powered offense and defense.
Tyler Zalkowski, 15 of 22, 307 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's been sacked twice. As a team, Utica has not rushed for a significant amount of yards. 18, to be exact. But it's working through the passing game, and we'll see if that continues on a low kick. It bounces a couple of times and is fielded at the 15-yard line. Big hit delivered, but not brought down. Still going as a wallow. This time brought down to the 22. All right, scores from around the President's Athletic Conference now, as we've gone further in time with John Carroll leading Waynesburg 22-0 right down the road. Geneva trailing 27-0. Chase Western up 14-7. And Grove City up on Cortland on the road 21-14.
And that's a big game to watch because that was a former NCAA playoff matchup.
Yeah.
Cortland getting the best out of the Wolverines last time. But Grove City making an early appearance in week 1 on the scoreboard.
Utica had 325 yards of total offense in the first half. Zalkowski looking for more. Downfield in double coverage. Palmer can't make the catch. Just outside his outstretched hands.
And we knew that the Pioneers were going to come in here in the second half and do the exact same thing, trying to find Bryce Palmer. A little bit of hand fighting between both of them. The officials elect not to say anything, and Palmer just almost able to make that catch. But once again, Zalkowski putting it in a spot where just his player can make it.
Kellen Stahl started the game with a 6-yard rushing touchdown. Zawalo from Zalkowski was the response. Now they go to Frazier. He's brought down in the backfield. Big loss on the play. Frazier brought down inside the 15. Ultimately, forward progress will be marked at the 17. So it will be still about a loss of 5. Lost the entire backfield to graduation. It's only been Frazier we've seen as the main back. About 95% of the snaps. On 3rd and long, they set up screen. Frederick has the space if he can break a tackle. He does. 30-yard line. Frederick needed the 32. Looks to have gotten to the 31. They're going to mark him at the 30. So he's 2 yards shy. And Utica will have to send on the punting unit.
That's not a good sign for the Presidents. Kadash Harris coming off the field, grabbing his left shoulder. And he is definitely in some pain. He's definitely someone that they need to keep on this team, keep on the field for this team because, man, he makes such a big impact in such the run game and the pass game.
Yeah, he slammed his helmet up against the track here at the stadium. Angelo Volumino is back deep for the President, standing at the 30-yard line. Punt is away. And Volumino will call a fair catch at the 37. So after the 3 and out, brings on W&J's offense, which the Presidents have been undefeated at home 7 of the last 12 seasons. That was not the case last year. Team that averaged 42.5 points per game last year gave up just over 16. W&J has won 57 of its last 62 home games, a .919 winning percentage. Program with the 3rd most wins in all of Division III football. Now under the leadership of Kellen Stahl, who's been in the program, waited his turn after Jake Pugh, the All-PAC player, graduated. High pass to McCosco, incomplete. McCosco had 4 targets in the first half, 2 catches for 27 yards. And as Alex mentioned, just 1 catch for 7 yards for John Peduzzi.
And Kellen Stahl kind of sails that route a little bit, and McCosco is visually upset about the location of that target. They just know what they can do for this team, Peduzzi and McCosco, and they just need to get the ball in their hands.
Stahl decides to keep it and only gets a yard. Brought down by a multitude of defenders, including Jordan Davis.
And Austin, and such an underrated thing for this team is you have Jake Pugh for the last 3 years doing what he did and throwing to these 2 guys, Peduzzi and McCosco, and then you get someone who's completely different.
Yeah.
And the locations are different, right? The timing's different. And it's really, really frustrating for the receivers, but they got to adjust quick.
3 receivers to the far side for Stahl. Wit time, steps up, delivers, hit as he throws. Incomplete for McCosco. Davis once again applied pressure. Moranowitz as well has been in the backfield all day. The junior 6'6", 275-pound defensive tackle from Pine Bush, New York. Set up fourth down. Utica goes 3 and out. W&J goes 3 and out. And the Presidents have to punt.
And the defenses have really stepped up their game in these first 2 series out of halftime. And there's just a lot of pressure being sent by these defensive coordinators. And the quarterbacks are getting frustrated right now after having such a big half through the air with Zalkowski and then through the rushing game with Kellen Stahl.
Devin Wyatt gets it away. A lot of hands in the area, though. Fair catch called for at the 25. Utica from the Empire 8 Conference. Doesn't venture to this area very often. First time that these two teams have ever met as well. Head off for a couple. Strong on the carry. Junior from Bronx, New York.
In the first half, we just saw Frazier in the run game. And like you said, only 18 yards through the ground. And so now Coach Blaze just really wants to see another back in there and get Strong involved a little bit. Another junior, 5'8", 215, a little bit heavier, which means he's probably a little stronger, more of your power back. And they're seeing if they can get some more tough yards to start this second half.
Utica had another 120 yards of offense than W&J did in the first half. Zalkowski airs it out, incomplete, looking for John Franny.
And so I like this approach from W&J defensively, kind of bailing a lot of guys out in coverage and just relying on your front four to stop the run and get to the quarterback. And right now with Primrose and Thomas up front, you're able to kind of get to the quarterback without having to send a lot of blitzes.
3rd and 6. They get W&J to jump offside. Free play. Zalkowski throws it deep, incomplete. Looking for John Franny again. That was a better ball. But why not take a shot on a free play? I saw a stat, like Ben Roethlisberger and Antonio Brown were like 11 for 11 with 6
Defense
touchdowns.
number 92, 5-yard penalty.
When they had a free play. You're like, wow, why was there never an incompletion?
Well, it's like the
free play.
That's
Yeah.
like the most backyard football thing, because as soon as you see that defense jump off sides and you see that flag thrown, everyone just runs.
You might as well just take a shot. Yeah.
And that's what you did.
He was able to get it with the cadence there. Multiple claps did it. Zalkowski will hand it off. Strong. Looks to have just got there to the 34. Needed one, got one. Keeps the drive moving.
And Strong does a good job of just getting that first down, but he takes a shot once he hits that stick mark. As soon as he found an opening, it was closed immediately, but just got enough that the officiants can wave it forward and give him a new fresh set of downs.
Two receivers far side in the lineup. Palmer as well on the far side. Hand off to Strong, goes nowhere this time. That goes for a gain of nothing.
And like you said, you're going to get a mix of Frazier and Strong.
Yeah, that
Strong
was
getting
Frazier,
on the
I should
last
say.
carry, and then Frazier just now. W&J offense did a great job of stopping the run early on, but it's still the commonality, which is the pass. And Zalkowski's not afraid to unleash one. He's doing a great job of at least putting the ball in play. It's just his receivers aren't able to make anything happen so far.
2nd and 9 for Zalkowski. Delivers over the middle. Pass is caught immediately. Angelo Volumino on the stop. Quick catch from Bryce Palmer.
And they send Logan Frederick across the formation as soon as the ball snapped, and then Bryce Palmer kind of sneaks underneath and trails him and is able to get that short completion.
They're down in 5 at the 39. At W&J offside, Zante DeRubo for just a half second was offside, but didn't snap the ball. They check him now, looking on a little bit of a slot blitz, and he'll drop into coverage. Zalkowski under pressure. Pass is caught in between the legs. Count it for Lorenzo Velez. We got to take a look at this. How did Velez grab this?
And his body kind of
caught it and then kept it in between his legs to keep it secure.
His body kind of shields the officials from seeing it. It didn't look like it hit the ground, but he's able to roll over top of it and kind of get the benefit of the doubt there.
Ball now at the 47-yard line of the Presidents. Zalkowski, wide open man, it's caught. 25-20, it's Palmer inside the 20-yard line. Palmer makes his way all the way down to the 14.
And there's so many different guys getting the ball. Zalkowski's making sure everyone gets a hold of the ball at some point, and Palmer's been a guy working that middle of the field so well. He's always getting free. And there's just a lot of things you got to cover for on this Utica offense.
Zalkowski to throw again. Rolling near side, incomplete. Looking for Frederick. Now if you're W&J, you just want to prevent this from being a two-score game.
Exactly, and this drive is so important because as a W&J defender, you just had to make sure they don't put that ball in the end zone. A field goal keeps you within one score. Your offense has been struggling even more now in the second half. You just need to make sure that you don't get this far out of hands here if you can give up one in the end zone.
The lineup, Frederick on the far side of the field with Zawala. 3 receivers far side, 2 to the near side. Zalkowski to the end zone, touchdown, Palmer! Zalkowski finds Bryce Palmer for the score, and Utica extends the lead.
It just seems like it gets easier and easier for the Utica Pioneers. It just seems like Zalkowski has a lot of time to throw, steps inside the pocket. And man, that has a lot of zip on it. And Bryce Palmer's the beneficiary of that throw.
Clean spiral from Zalkowski as he delivers another. That's his 3rd touchdown of the day. Extra point makes it 11. 28 to 17. Utica up by 2 scores with 7:58 remaining in the 3rd quarter of play. The Pioneers strike.
The mission here at KDKA has remained the same, whether it's keeping our leaders accountable, whether it's making sure you're ready for the weather tomorrow. It's a conversation we're having with you to get you caught up on everything that's happened today and get you ready for the next day so that you and your family are prepared.
Now is the time. Today is the day for us to strike out and move forward in confidence and faith.
Miller's Mini Storage has the extra room you need. For more than 3 decades, our storage facility in Elizabeth, Pennsylvania has offered secure, affordable, and accessible storage solutions. Miller's Mini Storage has you covered. Simply bring a lock and key to keep your items safe at our location. New insulated units are available with dawn to dusk access. Storing with us is easy and convenient. Visit millersministorage.com today and reserve your space. Miller's Mini Storage. Your space, your way.
This Saturday, tune in to KDKA Plus for PAC D3 college football as the Grove City Wolverines host the Mount Union Purple Raiders this Saturday at 1, only on KDKA Plus. Fun matchup next week is Grove City will host Mount Union, and Grove City, at last check, up on Cortland as well. W&J trailing by 11 to Utica. Cheerleaders still having a fun time. First college football game of the season. Trying to cheer on the Presidents to overcome this deficit and the hole that they've dug for themselves. Austin Bechtold, Alex Terrett, and Robert Mangino alongside on KDKA Plus, our season opening President Athletic Conference game of the season. 2 weeks of non-conference play before we get into the heart of it all. Turned at the 15. And Edwards is taken down just shy of the 35. So, now Kellen Stahl really has no other choice but to find Peduzzi and McCosco, because as the deficit continues to grow, it's going to become more and more of a passing game. And it's just hard to ignore those two targets. Maybe at the same time forcing them the football, which can get dangerous. DeRosa's the back on first down. Peduzzi far side. Looking his way. He's got a catch at the 40 and a first down. Peduzzi makes his way to the 45.
Well, maybe that's what you need. Maybe you need to force that ball to those two guys. And maybe forcing Kellen Stahl to throw to these two guys and throw the ball a lot more will kind of build up his confidence naturally. And maybe he'll start to find his targets more.
McCosco's to the near side, Peduzzi to the far side. They throw it to DeRosa with a blocker in front of him. And DeRosa spun out of bounds after 3. But that gets taken down on the sideline. 2 flags come in. Kobe DeRosa was tackled in the black area of the sideline. And that is well off the playing field by
personal foul, late hit out of bounds, number 11 of the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic.
That's just not smart, as Nick DeForest takes him down to the ground, out of bounds, then gets back up and continues to move his legs and continue the tackle even farther into the bench and almost onto the track.
Yeah.
And you have the lead, you have everything you want to go for you as a defensive player, and then that's just nothing necessary there at the end.
And DeForest has done some good things today for Utica, but ultimately that cost them to the 40-yard line. Stahl overthrows everyone, looking for McCosco, who was double covered.
Yeah, that seemed more of an intentional throwaway than trying to force that ball to McCosco, who was, like you said, double covered. Still letting Kellen Stahl kind of operate, throw the ball around, and see if anybody can come down with something big.
And Stahl looked a little frustrated after that and just kind of waved off to the sideline after the incompletion. And so roll out far side. Stahl protected. Caught by Peduzzi after just a short gain. Pick up a 3. So 3rd and 7. We're at the 37-yard line. Would imagine that you're starting to get into the range potentially of 4-down territory of where you are on the field. Stahl, quarterback option, can't get the pitch off. He's taken down in the backfield. Stahl had no chance as Jerome Nemhard, a 6'1 junior, brought him down before he could even make a decision.
And that's just a great play by Nemhard, who has the quarterback as his primary responsibility, but kind of does enough to freeze Stahl and force him to make a decision early into the play. Stahl elects not to pitch it, and then Nemhard just makes that tackle and kind of shuts them off from going for it on 4th.
So now Devin Wyatt will have to punt. W&J backed up now with the ball at the 42. Wyatt gets it away. Fair catch called for and made at the 6. So at this point, play field position. Utica with a great job to be able to get the stop. and you try to get the ball back if you're the Presidents. In Utica territory again. Try to get them to go 3 and out. If you're Utica, though, you just continue to grab onto this momentum and run with it.
Yeah, and this is the time to strike. And Zelkowski has a big drive ahead of him. You already have a decent lead, but you got to pile on while you can. The Presidents are really frustrated on the offensive end. Defensively, they're kind of lacking a lot of the speed and a lot of the aggressiveness that they had early on in this half. And so this is just your opportunity to extend that lead and put a lot more pressure on the Presidents.
Frazier the back with Zelkowski. They give it to Frazier. Frazier gets stood up, but keeps the pile moving to the 10. Jalen Broxy, one of the first men to help bring him down. Preston Schrei as well, the senior linebacker from Newcastle. Two receivers each side for Zelkowski. She'll throw on second down and delivers to nobody out of bounds. Closest man there was Volumino.
And the Presidents are really trying hard to establish negative plays for the Utica offense. So you're going to see these DBs in the secondary start to creep up a little bit more, be a lot more aggressive, play a lot more man coverage, and trying to get after Zelkowski, who's had a lot of time to throw in the second half.
Yeah, it looked like miscommunication from Zelkowski and Taylor on what the route choice was going to be. 3rd and 6. Zelkowski has time, delivers deep downfield, has Taylor, he's got it! Taylor to midfield, Taylor to the 40, it's a foot race with Volumino. Sidesteps Volumino, Taylor gets around him, tries to break a tackle, he does. Taylor taken down inside the 10. Tyshawn Taylor, what a play.
And that's exactly what I was talking about. And if we take a look at this again, you're going to see how aggressive Volumino is playing. Right here, how far up he's going to be. Up in front. He's almost right in front of Taylor's face. And all Taylor needs to do is just make a quick move. And when you play it, you're going to see his release off the line of scrimmage. He gets that separation. Zelkowski notices it and puts the ball right in stride with Taylor, who's just off to the races.
That's a great throw of about 40 yards in the air. Zelkowski delivering it close from the goal line. As he now throws it to a wide open Palmer in the backfield. Palmer spins and makes his way to the 3. We'll mark him down at the 2. And the Utica faithful on the far side of the field as well as the bench. Really liking what they're seeing from this offense as they bring in their special package once again. Matthew Paloris in at quarterback, number 16. Paloris finds the end zone again for the touchdown. Efficient. 2 carries, 2 scores. Utica finds the end zone again.
And that's why you bring him in. He's ready for that moment. He's your Wildcat quarterback. He's your specific running quarterback. And if they're going to give you that twice in a row, as your Paloris, you're going to take that average all day long.
Makes it 34-17. Utica has doubled up W&J. Extra point up and good with 4 minutes left to go. Mangino, this has just been Utica imposing its will in the second half. I mean, and a big reason why, I think also, is that they've started to establish the run a little bit more to help the pass game out, keep it respectable. But when you have a quarterback like Tyler Zelkowski that is throwing it like this, you have a guy that you can win with.
And that's the thing, is you really don't see a type of player like this just get dropped in Division III. And
right.
I mean, he was recruited to be a Division I player, and there's reasons why, and we can see it on full display right now. And gets a WJ defense that is not a bad defense in any sort of way. You have Angelo Volumina, who's a great coverage corner, but like when you got the speed of Taylor and an arm like Zalkowski, that's a really tough job to match up one-on-one with.
Going to take a check at the PAC scores from around the conference in a moment. As it's a short kick. WJ's got to pick it up, and a big hit delivered at the 22. If a hit can say boom, that would be it.
Well, what was so weird about that, Austin, is the whole coverage team flows to the right, almost like they had kick return right set up. And then the kicker kicks it to the left side, and that ball looked like Utica had a chance to almost recover it as a fumble.
Yes. It's a live ball. You could recover it.
It's a live ball, and then that's a big hit to put on the end of that.
Eli Douglas, a defensive back. Grove City still up on Cortland, 21-14. At halftime, Case Western leading 14-7 against Rowan University. Geneva, 34-12. They trail in the beginning of Gino DeMarco's farewell tour, and John Carroll up on the Yellow Jackets of Waynesburg, 38-0. So Stahl gives it, and the first play goes for a loss of 1. Nothing brewing for Andrew Sharp. And an injured Pioneer down after the play. Gingerly walking on over to the sideline. Makai Cleopat, defensive back. He's able to walk off under his own power, though. So W&J trailing 35-17. As Stahl finding Peduzzi. Peduzzi past the 40, breaking a tackle, 45 to 48.
If you want to get back in this game, right, Peduzzi is the guy to go to.
Yeah. And Alex, that was one of the loudest ovations we've heard of the day from the fans. Don't think it's much of like a Bronx cheer, but still to be able to see something that productive is big. But now they're moving backwards as Elijah Staub just looked like he was going through some practice
Ball
motions.
starts. Offense number 77. 5-yard penalty, first down.
That was kind of odd.
It was almost like making some practice swings like you do in golf, but he was practicing the steps on the play. Seemed like he was so slow doing that. I just think that just little mind lapse there.
First and 15. Quick play to Evans. As blocking in front of him. And Evans gets into Utica territory.
And so you see these like spurts of good plays from the WJ offense, and it's just why you have not seen the scoreboard balloon up as much as it should be. It's just being able to finish in the red zone and not taking terrible penalties.
Stahl loses the football, and it's picked up by Utica. 30-20 and brought down. What a play by Isaiah Thomas. There he is, right around the ball again, to be able to scoop it and almost score. Thomas recovers, and the onslaught could be on.
And you're just wondering how this happens. And Stahl getting grabbed by DeForest. And then once again, Isaiah Thomas always being around the football and picks up. And that's a great effort play by McCoskey, able to save the touchdown.
Yeah, DeForest and Thomas, those have been the two guys that we've said the most today. Remember, C.J. Newton out with the targeting penalty. Mason Payton, their top corner, not playing in this game. A lot of guys have stepped up. Zalkowski. Pass is caught. Frederick out of bounds inside the 5. Frederick rolled down at the 3-yard line, where he's ultimately brought down. Brock Sherman on the tackle. Can it be 3 for 3 for Palores? He has a little push pass. That's ruled incomplete.
And that's a great play design because everyone thinks that Palores is going to run that ball. He even moves to the right, just like he did on the last scoring play, but throws a little pop pass over the defense with his left hand and almost able to steal one right there.
Yeah, a little pop pass. So Palores is not able to make it 3 for 3 on attempts with him in the game. He comes out. Zalkowski comes back in and rolls out to the far side. Has a man wide open. Caught. Taylor. Touchdown, Utica. Utica grows the lead. Wide open. Tyshawn Taylor for the 3-yard score.
And as a receiver, this is the type of play that you dream of. Just being that wide open, coming all the way across the formation. And that's just a simple pick play on man coverage there. And Taylor just easy pitch and catch there for another touchdown.
Nico Duarte for the extra point. W&J has given up 42 points. The team that was receiving votes in preseason polls, ultimately not ranked in the top 25. And that's something that Coach Mike Sirianni said was something that they were really keeping as a chip on their shoulder. And they thought that they should have been higher respected than that. Utica's come out there and put up 42 points. There's a lot of work to do.
Well, I think that this obviously tells you about the type of team that W&J is going to be, but how about the team that Utica is going to be? Right? You have a lot of question marks, a lot of new turnover, a lot of new starters here for Utica, but they're really, really important. The positions that they refilled with Zalkowski at quarterback, like that makes such a big difference and such a big confidence booster for this team that, like you said, last couple seasons around the 500 mark, but I think they can be a lot better this year.
Yeah, this is W&J has a ton of talent. They lost a significant amount of players like Dawson Dietz, All-American on the defensive line, Jake Pugh, the 2-time PAC Offensive Player of the Year at quarterback, but you still keep your top 2 wide receivers. You have 2 good running backs. It's defensively without the likes of Justin Johns, Keaton Hall, Dawson Dietz, Avery Keith. That's where W&J has really struggled.
And with Dawson Dietz especially, like he would get double, sometimes triple teamed a lot on these plays. And not having somebody that eats up a lot of those blocks and let everybody else run free makes a big difference.
So 42-17 now our score. 1:35 left to go, third quarter. And W&J will take it at the 30. Next week, Grove City hosts the Mount Union Purple Raiders. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff from Grove City, Pennsylvania, and what is expected to be a really good, really fun matchup. How does Grove City compete with Mount Union?
Well, I think even their first week matchup right now against Cortland, and they're having success.
Yeah.
Mount Union's just a different breed of team. Being ranked in the top 5 of Division III, that's a lot different from just playing your average conference opponent.
Stahl hands it off to Edwards. Moves ahead to the 33.
And right now we're starting to get into territory where this drive means everything for W&J. To keep yourself within this matchup and how well Utica's doing on the offense end, you need something on your end.
DeRosa on the screen to the 40. 42-yard line is where he's taken out and is able to pick up a first down. having some technical difficulties with our scoreboard at the moment. We'll try to get it fixed for you as quickly as possible. On the clock there, as it's now inside a minute at 42 in a 42-17 game. Stahl, pass caught. There's Peduzzi. Peduzzi, another first down inside Utica territory now to the 44. It's a pickup of 14. And sometimes with some of these drives, you just kind of wonder, if you're a fan, like, hey, where was that type of production a little bit earlier on in the game? Is it just because the defense is playing softer?
That's usually how it goes. They're going to let everything else underneath happen.
Stahl taking a shot, one-on-one for McCosco. Incomplete, flags come in. This might be offensive pass interference on McCosco, as it looked like he gave a little push in the back on his defender, Michael Mecca. They're calling defensive pass interference.
Pass interference. Defense number 38.
Pretty surprised by that.
15-yard penalty.
Wow.
Automatic.
That changes a lot. That changes a lot of things. The ball clearly overthrown. McCosco just trying to make a play on the ball. And it seems like number 14 of the Presidents kind of shoves him out the way.
Yeah, like it did seem like McCosco just pushed Mecca.
That's an interesting call by
surprising.
the refs. Mecca kind of just trying to play the ball there, and he gets shoved from behind, but maybe the refs are saying that he didn't turn around to play the ball and face the ball.
Final play of the quarter. Stahl to McCosco again. McCosco to the 10. McCosco still going. Won't be brought down until he gets to the 8-yard line. And 3/4 are down. So are not the arguments that continue to be taking place between these two teams. But 1 quarter to sort it out. It's 42-17 with Utica in front.
Have a nice day, family.
What would they do without me?
Can someone fix my hair?
Must have cheesy eggs.
I can't find my keys.
No! Annoying gang! Never! I'm the king of the
I need some help.
I better get more life insurance.
You're irreplaceable, but a life insurance policy from GBU Life can provide your family with the resources for a well-planned future. Visit gbu.org to get started.
From heating and cooling to a large array of construction equipment, Herc Rentals has the gear you need to get the job done. Herc Rentals is already a staple in several communities across the United States and Canada and have been serving our customers' needs since 1965. With a catalog of equipment that spans the spectrum of almost every kind of solution you can think of. To learn more about Herc Rentals, visit hercrentals.com or call us at 1-888-777-2700.
This Friday, the Steelers High School Showcase Game of the Week, presented by Giant Eagle and the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, features Bethel Park as the Blackhawks take on the West Mifflin Titans Friday at 7 on KDKA+.
This Saturday, tune in to KDKA Plus for PAC D3 college football as the Grove City Wolverines host the Mount Union Purple Raiders this Saturday at 1, only on KDKA Plus.
First down, W&J. Inside the 10-yard line. Stahl to the end zone, passes fluttered and incomplete. Looking for Peduzzi. Might have been touched on the way there. Somebody might have got a hand on it at the line of scrimmage.
A little bit of a tip pass there, but anytime that ball's tipped straight up in the air, it's dangerous for an offense. Yep, that ball gets tipped right at the line of scrimmage. Peduzzi's not able to make a catch.
And a lot more difficult as a wide receiver to be able to concentrate on where you think the ball is going to go and then where the ball actually ends up going after a tip pass. Evans in motion to the far side. Stalled the end zone. This time it works out for John Peduzzi. Peduzzi's first touchdown of the season at 13 last year, as Kellen Stahl is able to find his senior target.
And that's honestly the best throw I've seen from Kellen Stahl all day long. And that's such a tough pass to roll to your right. See that tiny, tiny window. He sees Peduzzi and just rockets that ball straight in there. And that's the guy that you got to get involved. Peduzzi, a lot more receiving yards in the second half, only had 7 yards in the first, and even get a touchdown on the board.
Wyatt tacks on the extra point. Make it 42-24. And after that last Utica scoring drive, you could hear Jacob Bacosco voicing his frustration to the sideline. Basically just trying to fire up his crew and get the offense rolling.
Well, and it was that pass interference call. And when they called that pass interference on Mecca right before the third quarter ended, and then just being able to finish that drive, which the Presidents really haven't done a good job of, is that finishing drives once you're inside the 30. 18 points. This game could get interesting in these last 14-51.
Yeah, I remember W&J's won 14 straight openers. The last was that 27-0 loss to Delaware Valley in 2010.
But now it comes down to, can the Presidents stop this Utica offense? And already putting up 42 points in the first 3 quarters of play. If you're the defensive coordinator for the Presidents, then you just need to find something different, something else to throw Zalkowski off his game, because right now he's seeing your defense perfectly.
It's a defense last year that had 94 tackles for loss, 35 sacks, 11 interceptions. They also had 3 blocked kicks. But they also lost their top 8 tacklers, and that's been a significant problem as Zawalo is taken down at the 23-yard line where the drive will begin. But Zalkowski has been terrific in this game. He threw for 300 yards in the first half alone. And ultimately, he's just been able to do whatever he's wanted to in this game.
And once again, you see Volumino press coverage. A lot of room behind him.
They hand it off to Strong. Nothing there. Ripped down by Antoine Smith.
And that's the first step. Get a negative play. They want to run the football now to bleed some clock. Can you get a negative play on that first down? Antoine Smith delivers.
Zalkowski on the day so far. 24 of 35. 493 yards and 4 touchdowns.
And the worst part is he's not even out of the weeds yet. He's still got to make a couple more throws to really seal this game.
They've only rushed for 25 yards. 2nd and 11. Zalkowski over 500. And another first down.
And he's just, like you said, doing whatever he wants. He has a lot of time out there. The Presidents are doing a good job stopping the run, but all these play-action fakes, Zalkowski just always standing clean in the pocket.
Yeah.
Keeping that white jersey pretty clean today.
Yeah, that's been a big part of this. Like we talked about the top 8 tacklers, but think about some of the guys that have been lost on the defensive line. Valentine, Dietz, Avery Keith. Those are significant players. Players that have played 2-3-year starters. Frazier gets to the 41 for a gain of 4.
And don't be shocked if you see some of these Presidents kind of stand up the ball carrier and just try and punch that ball out and just try and force some sort of turnover.
Yeah.
When they try and go to their run game, you're going to see them try to stick up Frazier and Strong and just see if they can rip something out.
In this position, you need as many offensive possessions as possible. Probably try an onside kick at some point. They give it to Frazier. Frazier. Pile moves forward to the 45. He'll be about 2 yards shy.
And so I'm wondering what Phil Bovich, the defensive coordinator for the Presidents, is thinking right now. You want to make sure that they can't do whatever they want in the pass game, but if they're still getting a few yards to carry, that doesn't help you much either. So I want to see him get these linebackers active, shooting through the middle of the field, and try and disrupt the interior of this offense.
The lineup, John Franny to the near side as the lone wide receiver. He'll now go in motion towards the formation on 3rd down and 2. It's a design quarterback run. Forward progress won't put him there. W&J gets it stopped. They brought Polaris back in.
Interesting decision now for Utica. It looks like they're struggling to make this decision right now.
Thinking about it, but looks like the punting unit will come on. And I mean, in this situation, just play field position if you're Utica. 11.5 left.
It's a 3-score game too. You can really force this game and just really suffocate this W&J team by running down a lot of clock.
So Volumino back to receive the punt. Devin Taylor to punt it. Double zeros on the clock, and it's delay game. So play field position, you're backed up another 5. Taylor now standing at the 26. A cloudy day, overcast in Washington. Pretty decent start to the football season. Temperatures, high 60s, low 70s, and 100% chance of a flag at the snap. As it goes over Volumino's head, he lets it bounce and does reach the end zone for a touchback, but we'll check the penalty marker. Still haven't walked it back yet, as penalty is on Utica.
Illegal formation on the offense, number 25. That 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the kick. First down.
Take the 5 yards, put it at the 25. And a little bit more room for WJ to try to operate with, but Mangino, overall, I mean, Utica's put up 42 points. Are you surprised by what you've seen?
I am a little bit surprised about what I'm seeing. A couple of things, though, to keep in mind. One, they have been playing fantastic on both sides of the ball. But one of the things that we learned this week is that up in New York, there isn't a Division II football program when it comes to schools up there. It's Division I or it's Division III. And you got to wonder how many of these guys that are on this team that could be legit Division II football players if they had the programs available in New York in the first place.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point you make there, Mangino, just because ultimately at the same time, you think about how W&J plays a ton of JV games as that pass is caught by Evans, and he's able to make his way to the 30-yard line to pick up a 5. Like W&J plays, 6 to 7 JV games. Utica said that that's also something that it wants to try to do moving forward, and they're going to play 7 this year. They only played, I think, 1 last year. As Stahl stays on his feet, avoids 2 rushers, delivers across the middle, it's caught. McCusker to the 40-yard line, ends up at the 42 and a first down.
And that's how you build a program. And having JV teams, letting your underclassmen develop and get college football reps, which a lot of these players come from smaller high schools. They don't really see a whole lot of talent all year long. So once they get to the college level, it's nice to give them a little experience.
Stahl, this time, nowhere to go. Gets dumped back at the 33. And we've seen multiple occasions where Utica has been able to collapse in. This time, it's Christian Roan.
And that's just a big sack to take. Kellen Stahl doesn't really have a whole lot of opportunity to make a play with that, but can't keep taking negative plays when you're trying to get back in this football game.
It's a loss of 9 yards. Stahl stays in the pocket. Got McCosco at midfield. McCosco first down. Pick up a 25 as he approaches the 40.
And that's a way to respond if you're Kellen Stahl. You get more time, you're able to set your feet, and you look for number 14 over the middle of the field. And that's exactly what he does, right on the line, and get that first down right back.
And Mike Sirianni very confident in Kellen Stahl, not putting, a leash on his abilities in this matchup, but that screen pass ends up going just back to the line of scrimmage for Andrew Sharp. So 2nd and 10 at the 41. Clock continues to roll inside 9 minutes. Presidents do have 3 timeouts. Pioneers have 3 as well. 2 receivers far side, 2 the near side. Utica with 4 in the secondary. High pass deflected. Almost intercepted. Intended for Evans. Multiple players had a chance at it. Mason Nolan, the sophomore linebacker, almost made the pick.
And Evans tries to put his hand up there, try to make a big catch, but sometimes when you do that, that ball gets held up in the air. Gets held up in the air. Almost leads to a pick.
Stahl steps up. Flag comes in. Pass incomplete. Big hit delivered by Joseph Gentile. Check the flag. It's intended for Mark Conti. It's holding against WJ.
Offense number 73. 10-yard penalty, replay, 3rd down.
That's Ryan Ranello, the freshman center. So we've seen Grant Liefeld and Ryan Ranello called for penalties, both freshmen.
And Utica elects to take the penalty. Makes them replay 3rd down. Instead of letting the Presidents have a 4th and 10, they elect to go for 3rd and even longer.
Yeah, play for 3rd and 20, knowing that WJ would go on 4th down. Making it a more difficult task. Stahl steps up, delivers, open man, Peduzzi. The gamble does not pay off as Peduzzi steps out of bounds at the 26-yard line.
I'm loving this from Kellen Stahl. Just watch him just hitch up in the pocket and push himself farther and farther, keeping his feet set at all times, just knowing one of his playmakers are going to get open.
We've seen a lot more Peduzzi and McCosco in the second half. Stahl keeps it this time. Delivers to Evans. Makai Evans makes a man miss to the 15 and out of bounds right around the 10. Another first down. He's able to gain 13. They'll rule him out at the 13-yard line. There is a player down, though, for Utica. Mason Miscari is the injured defensive lineman. But is able to get to his feet. And with a little bit of assistance, will be helped off. So 8 minutes left. W&J's streak of home openers in jeopardy, streak of openers in jeopardy. Utica's played as close to a flawless football game, truly, as you could have. Other than turning the ball over at the 3-yard line, it's been very impressive. Stalled in the end zone, touchdown! John Peduzzi. Peduzzi's 2nd touchdown of the day from Kellen Stahl. Cuts it now to 12.
Austin, this is interesting now. W&J had a really struggle of a first half into the second half offensively, but I don't know. Kellen Stahl's finding Peduzzi, he's finding McCosco, and we talked about the start of the second half. Maybe he just needed to force the ball to them, and right now they're doing just that.
Devin Wyan on for the extra point. Now let me ask you this, though, Alex. The extra point makes it 11. Why not go for 2 and make it a 10-point game?
And then, honestly, if I was coaching WJ right now, that's what I would do.
Yeah.
But, I mean, with the way your offense is playing right now, why not go for 2? But Coach Sirianni's seeing something that I guess we don't see, and that's why he's getting paid to coach this team and not me.
The old I'm not the coach
I'm not the
excuse.
coach. I'm not the coach. That's why I'm up here in this booth. I'm not coaching.
But that's why you're up here to talk about what you would do.
I know. I told you. I said I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I would have went. I would have went for 2. I mean,
well, it's because you're
let's
playing
say,
the odds. You're playing the
right.
odds.
Like, let's say you're basically saying, yeah, we need 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Where, in that instance, if you go to 10, let's say you score a touchdown again with like 4 minutes left, then use your timeouts, get the ball back, kick a field goal, send it to overtime.
I think Coach Sirianni's banking on his defense not giving up a touchdown and, in turn, potentially giving up a field goal, which then you can just keep kicking extra points, and you actually don't even need to go for 2 at some point in this game if that's what your defense only allows is 3 more points. But I don't know. Zalkowski over 500 yards passing.
Yeah, it's a big ask.
I don't know.
It's a big ask when you've given up 500 yards passing and 42 points. Zawallo out of bounds at the 25. Also, like, if you're W&J, you want to force a turnover. If you're Utica, you've done a great job, other than the one time that you were at the goal line, of taking care of the football. It is that significant to be able to do.
But now, after that touchdown, it's kind of – there's life with these presidents and this fan base week 1. You're playing a team you've never played before with a D1 transfer quarterback that's playing as good as he can possibly play for his first start, but yet you're still within striking distance of this team.
Stahl now 24 of 37 for 300 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. It's Zalkowski's turn now with over 500 yards through the air.
A really late substitution there, and the officials almost allowing it, but then end up throwing the flag.
Yeah, as the play clock went down to 0, that's got to be delay a game on W&J.
Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
So instead, delay a game on Utica.
Well, Austin, that's why we're in the booth and we're not being officials on the field either. So,
touche.
Everyone's do your job, right?
So,
we're doing our job.
You could substitute, and obviously W&J is allowed to substitute as well, but Utica did not substitute quick enough, really, for W&J to be able to with that late substitution. So the domino effect results in Frazier getting back to the line of scrimmage for 5 yards, and we'll act like nothing happened on 2nd and 10.
And so Utica just being really conservative now. The game is kind of feeling like it's switching a little bit. It's flipping on its head a little bit. But if I'm Utica, I just keep letting my star quarterback just go at it. And right now they're kind of taking the ball out of his hands, putting in Frazier and Strong's hands. But who knows? We'll see what happens up on this 2nd down play.
Frazier, 12 rushes for 28 yards. Strong, 3 carries for 4 yards. 2nd down and 10. To throw, incomplete. No one in the area. Miscommunication with Taylor. And a flag comes in the backfield. Good chance this is roughing the passer
Personal
against W&J.
Foul. Roughing the passer, number 30, body weight. On the defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
They get Brock Sherman, and they call it based on the body weight of Sherman on Zalkowski, dragging him to the ground. And, that's a penalty that we see at times in the NFL a lot. It's to protect quarterbacks, and it's a debatable one, but it benefits Utica in this circumstance and moves the ball to the 41. Zalkowski hands it off. Back to Frazier. Nothing there. He loses a yard. Brock Sherman in on the tackle there, firing up his defenders. And a good response from Sherman. He commits the penalty, and then he comes right back, makes the tackle.
But that's such a hard ask for a defender who's flying at full speed and just having to stop himself on a dime as soon as the quarterback releases the ball. But he's still playing fast. He's still playing physical, and he makes a good play on there.
2nd and 11, 6.5 still to go. W&J brings blitz. Zalkowski gets away from the first hit. Second, finds an open man. It's caught by Frazier. Now Frazier's only able to get 2 yards, but Tyler Zalkowski avoided the rush and what could have been a disaster.
And Zalkowski meets the defender as soon as he rolls out, but does a 360 spin and finds somebody across the middle of the field. I mean, that's just the type of play that you don't anticipate happening, but when you're just that talented, you can make it work.
Shades of Mahomes, Josh Allen at this level. Dante DeRubo couldn't bring him down, but it's 3rd down and 8 after the pickup.
Even in D3 football, we're getting a Mahomes reference.
Even in D3 football, Mahomes finds a way in, I guess. Maybe we should have used Justin Herbert. What a performance from him last night. Zalkowski delivers far side, has an open man, high pass, it's caught. John Franny makes the reception, moves the chains, and lets everyone know about it as the drive continues for Utica. A huge first down.
And those are 2 amazing plays. You're backed up. You get the roughing the passer penalty. You get a fresh set of downs. And then Zalkowski and then another ball that only John Franny can make a play on. These guys are just making the plays when they need to. And now if you're W&J, this is a really big set of downs.
Frazier is the back with Zalkowski to his left. Zalkowski will throw. W&J brings blitz. Sherman collapses in on Zalkowski. He goes deep downfield. The pass is deflected and incomplete. It's broken up. Trying to be able to connect with Logan Frederick, the tight end, but good job defensively by the Presidents.
And we've been a little hard on Telfair today. He's had a big ask, had the ball thrown his way a ton, but this is a great play. Stretching his hands out, being able to knock the ball out before Frederick even has a chance to encounter it.
So 2nd down and 10 from the 44. This time they'll run it. Frazier breaks off one hit. Frazier first down. Frazier still going inside the 30. He just lowered his shoulder. You can hear the pads popping. And he makes it to the 29.
They go to the run game with Frazier, and we talked about over the course of the day, these defenders are going to get tired and they're going to miss tackles and they're not going to wrap up. But Frazier lowers the shoulder and brings the boom on that one. And that's this type of games. They're going to get more and more yards per carry for Frazier as this game continues.
Yeah, it was a little surprising to see Zalkowski take the shot that he did, risking an incompletion, stopping the clock. But then for Frazier just to be able to rattle off a run like that. Takes it all away. Can he do it again? Frazier. It's a loss of 4. Brock Sherman was there. Antoine Smith as well from Sarah Catholic. And a timeout called by W&J.
Timeout. W&J.
We'll start using the timeouts
first of the
now.
half.
With 4:09 remaining on the clock. A 42-31 game.
And if you're W&J, you need the ball back twice. And you need to make sure that you're able to actually stay in this game. And we talked about earlier why Coach Sirianni didn't go for the 2-point conversion. But if your defense is able to hold here and make Utica kick that field goal, it's still 2 scores regardless. And you still keep within striking distance. But you just can't give up an end zone shot here.
And the rain is now falling in Washington. So that could also be an added factor. Other scores in the PAC. Grove City with just 5 seconds left is going to beat Cortland. 31-14. Great to see for the Wolverines. We'll have them next week against Mount Union, Geneva, and Winter University. 41-12, Geneva trails at the half. Case Western up at the break, 14-7. John Carroll against Waynesburg. It's 45-7. Waynesburg did score, though.
I am excited for that Grove City Mount Union matchup next week.
Very
after
excited
Grove
for
City
that.
takes care of Cortland, a big-time powerhouse in the NCAA.
Zalkowski to throw. Zalkowski looking end zone, overthrows everybody. And a flag comes in at the 5-yard line. DeRubo had the coverage. Was looking for Palmer.
This is a huge call, Austin. This could flip the entire game right here.
Did not look like there was much contact. We'll see if they decide to pick it up.
Defense number 9. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And it is a penalty called
Correction, half the distance.
on Dante DeRubo. That will give Utica a first down inside the 20.
You are going to see a little bit of a jersey pull by DeRubo, but that ball is nowhere near the intended receiver, Bryce Palmer. Just an interesting call by the officials there.
Frazier to the 10-yard line. Picks up 8. Now Utica can just continue to burn this clock.
And we talked about that defensive pass interference on Mecca earlier in the game, earlier in the fourth quarter, that set up the WJ last touchdown score. And then we see a pass interference call like that really benefits Utica this time.
Pioneers can take their time. They snap it with 4. And give it to Frazier, who runs near side, breaks off 1 tackle, breaks off 2 tackles. Frazier still going and picks up the first down to the 7-yard line. WJ has 2 timeouts, plus the 2-minute timeout. They're going to get the ball back one way or another, unless there's a penalty. But how much time is that going to be with? Could be 40 seconds.
As the Presidents, you still have 2 timeouts. You also have the 2-minute timeout. As long as there's no penalties to give them a fresh set of downs, it looks like they're going to get it with at least enough time to make one really big push.
Zalkowski to throw, rolls near side. Pass is caught, and Frederick is out of bounds to stop the clock. To the 3. Is that really what you want, to get out of bounds, stop the clock in this instance?
For Utica, you do not want this. For the Presidents, you like that a lot because that saves you that timeout. It also saves you another 40 seconds, but now the clock's starting to run, and it's going to push this to the 2-minute timeout.
So he was ruled inbounds, and he was just forced with momentum out of bounds. So keep it rolling. 2-minute timeout, 42-31. Utica.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
Close out W&J in Washington, PA.
Quiet on set? No way. This is Jake's time to shine. And Ryan's. And our crew. Cameras, check. Drones, check. Checking that shot we just checked? Double check. We ain't got time to chill. We're out here capturing this action. This is when we get to work. To bring you every moment live, no matter what. Broadcasting changes everything. Transform how you experience the game with JRM Video Production.
Pursue your calling at Grove City College.
Stay connected with all the action. Follow JRM Sports on X, Instagram, and YouTube. Get the latest highlights, exclusive content, and behind-the-scenes moments from your favorite sports. Don't miss a second. Follow us today.
This Friday, the Steelers High School Showcase Game of the Week, presented by Giant Eagle and the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, features Bethel Park as the Blackhawks take on the West Mifflin Titans Friday at 7 on KDKA+.
Second down and 3 after the 2-minute timeout. Zalkowski hands it. Frazier fights towards the end zone. Frazier's in. Touchdown Utica. And the exclamation point has been stamped.
And that could be it for the Presidents right there. With all the talk about Zalkowski today, Frazier's the guy that's really gone under the radar And in this fourth quarter, he's done an amazing job of pushing the pile, getting those extra yards, and with all those penalties, Utica was just destined to find the end zone.
Both teams were curious and really just wondering, like, what are they going to get out of this matchup? What are they going to get out of their quarterbacks? What are they going to get? What are they going to get out of the opposition? As the extra point's good. It got a tongue twister out of me, but I tell you what, like, sometimes the first game of the year, when you're not playing a conference opponent, it can be tricky. And Utica, putting up close to 50 points, has been up to the task. Next Friday, check out Bethel Park and West Mifflin, 7 o'clock on KDKA+. Plus, it's our Steelers high school football game of the week, presented by Giant Eagle and the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Three-yard rushing touchdown by Frazier, who now has 18 carries for 52 yards and the score. How about Taylor? 4 catches, 151 yards, and a touchdown. Sean Franny, 5 catches, 126 yards, and a touchdown. Palmer, 8 catches to lead the team, 126 yards, and a touchdown. 3 receivers with over 125 yards.
Well, I mean, those 500 yards plus have to go somewhere, right? And they went to a lot of different guys. But if you're Utica, you feel really good about your new captain of your offense. And there's a reason why they named him captain right after training camp, even without even taking a snap under center for the Pioneers. He just makes a difference. And W&J didn't really know what they were getting into with this matchup, but now they do.
Low kick and just taking a dive on it to the 32-yard line. It is Makasko. All right, Mangino, what have you noticed overall in the performance today by both sides?
Austin, this is just a really difficult day to be a president because you think about what they did on offense until the second half, back when Utica was playing a little on the soft side. They really weren't able to do anything. And then defensively, to give up over 500 yards passing, there are a lot of issues that they need to address if they're looking at being able to play at the level that they expect to be able to play at and compete for a President's Athletic Conference championship. I mean, it's one thing to go through the more mediocre teams in this conference, but when you got a Grove City that was able to win like they did today, they won a statement game. The Presidents need to come back and really rebound hard from this game.
Yeah, they do. As Stahl throws an incompletion looking for Edwards. Next up on the calendar, they're on the road. They go to Hampton-Sydney. Then it's a bye week before the big matchup. We'll have it at Grove City at 7 p.m. on September 27th. That's the first PAC game is W&J Grove City. As they'll have 3 straight road games. The pass is caught by Evans and out of bounds. But 3 straight road games.
Well, honestly, Austin, with these non-conference matchups being a new thing this year, if you're the Presidents, like, this gives you an eye-opener. It doesn't give you a whole lot of negatives as far as your rankings in the PAC, but you play a really good opponent, a really good Utica team. It gives you ready for those teams like Grove City and the Westminsters of the conference. But starting on the road in the next 3 games, it's going to be a tough gauntlet to go through.
Yeah, it is. You got Grove City, then at Hiram, new member of the PAC. We'll see how that turns out. Then Westminster back at home. And Westminster's a team that received significant votes to be the number 1 team in the PAC. Ultimately ended up finishing 3rd, but is a team that brought back its best linebacker, brought back its quarterback. W&J and Grove City both did not bring back their starting quarterback. Westminster's the only one that has out of those 3.
And that makes a big difference. Having somebody new under center that makes all your decisions on the offensive end, on the field, it really makes a big difference whenever you have someone that's confident, that knows what they're doing, that's done it before, and then starting with somebody brand new. And that goes with the receivers and the connections and the timing. You have enough time through camp to get that shored up, but sometimes that miscommunication can bleed over into the season. You're kind of seeing this, and at least in the first half with the W&J offense. But I don't want anyone to confuse this matchup in this game as saying that WJ is not a good team, because they are. It's just they're playing a really good non-conference opponent, and just like everybody else in the PAC, they're trying to challenge themselves in week 1.
Yeah, and you do wonder, what's it like outside of just the bubble of the PAC? What's it like to face a team in a different conference? And ultimately, Utica has represented the Empire 8 very well. That's a team that only went 5-5 last year. So ultimately, clearly they're better offensively.
Well, you can't really go by last year because we talked about how much
different
this is, and I think that
Utica is
going to
show the improvements
exactly,
that they've made.
And Utica is going to be a big force in the Empire 8 this year. And I'm sure a lot of teams in that conference are looking at this matchup and seeing how they handled the Presidents today, and just knowing that this is a different team for sure.
Guy Evans able to now walk off under his own power. Hobbled a little bit, though, after getting some assistance. So 1:45 still left in the game. Stahl steps up into pressure. He gets dragged down by the face mask, then ripped down again. Was that Nick DeForest again? They got a hand in there. He's been everywhere. There's been instances
Personal
where
foul.
it's not been a good thing.
Face mask, number 11 on the defense.
And there he is again.
15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Really good player, really talented player, but also made some mistakes today.
And right now it's kind of looking like there's not enough time to really salvage this game. But an aggressive rip of the face mask from DeForest.
Completely ripped that helmet off.
Kellen still hasn't even put his helmet back on yet. There he is.
They bring Mark Conti in as an extra receiver to the near side. Stahl looks far side. Pass is caught. And taken down inside the 25-yard line is Joey DiSabato for his first catch. Sophomore from Shaler. DiSabato, who began the game with the kickoff, returned back to the 30-yard line. Stahl looks to the end zone. Pass is intercepted. Was looking for McCosco, but it seemed like Stahl just never saw the defender. And it's picked off by Eli Douglas. That is now Douglas's 9th career interception. He holds the program record for pick sixes as well, with 3 in his career.
And Kellen Stahl just trying to make something happen. Doesn't have a whole lot of time left. Just kind of throws that ball up. And it's a big turnover. Seals this game, and now the Pioneers can just kneel this thing out.
Is there any question as to who our player of the game is?
I think it's the guy that threw for 600 yards, probably. At least that's what I'm thinking.
Tyler Salkowski, man.
We said his name quite a few times
Salkowski,
for a guy that wasn't on the roster last year.
28 of 40, 528 yards. He completed 70% of his passes. 4 touchdowns. He was sacked twice. Long of 82. They put together almost 600 yards of total offense. An incredible day for Utica.
And obviously the number of the yards is a big significant factor, but it's also the way they scored those yards. It's big chunk plays, big splash plays, and they're all deep routes from a lot of these receivers that have a lot of speed to them. And it was just the difference maker.
No one put 49 up on W&J last season. Utica in game number 1 stuns the Presidents in Washington. Zalkowski had 210 passing yards in the second quarter, 186 in the third quarter. The 2 mid-quarters, that's where they really won it. That is where the game was won. The Utica Pioneers come to Washington, Pennsylvania and stun the Washington and Jefferson Presidents. 49-31. Utica, a dominant performance, especially in the second half, to be able to upset the Presidents. W&J's 14-game winning streak in openers is now over with a 49-31 defeat. And the highlights, well, they are filled by Tyler Salkowski, Tyshawn Taylor, Antonio Cianfrani, Bryce Palmer, and Aze Frazier. Those are the names that define it. Stahl was able to run it in and score a couple of times as well. Peduzzi, 2 receiving touchdowns. McCosco got involved in on the action. 4 in the second half. Then in the first half, as Peduzzi and McCosco basically were non-existent in that first half of play. And when they were ultimately found in the second half of play, it just became too little, too late. As Utica wins it 49-31, thanks to our entire JRM video production crew. For Robert Mangino and Alex Terrett, Austin Bechtold signing off. See you next week at Grove City. You've been watching a presentation of the President's Athletic Conference on KDKA+.